Hello, everyone, and welcome to Hellriders here on Roll for Chaos. It has been forever and a day, it feels like, but we're glad that we're back, we're on track, we're moving forward, and we have a new player with us. A familiar face to those around the Roll for Chaos area, if you happen to have ever seen them before, my lovely wife, Shannon, Glitzing Gamer. So before we find out who you're playing, we're just going to go around the table as usual. We're going to remind everybody where we're at and give me one goal your character has for this episode. Doesn't matter what it is, just something that'll work so that we have a direction that people can think about. And we'll go as usual at random with a d6 roll. So first roll of the day, as always, is myself. We're going with 5. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're starting with you, Marquise. Party time. Please provide us a refresher on who your character is and give us some details about them, and then one goal that they have for this episode.
Absolutely. Hi, everybody. I'm playing Thul Morris, your resident rogue, who is perfectly fine. They don't have two faces. They're not two people trench coat, but their whole mission is to find out where these god's darned cultists are. By hook or by crook, he will find out where they are hiding. And figure out the whole getting back what is not theirs.
Good goals, getting back something that's missing, finding out where they're hiding the object you're searching for. Sorry to our audience if there's some lag on some parts here. We are on the internet. It is live, and things can always be better. Things can always be worse.
Wait, we're on
Um,
the internet?
well, I mean, yeah, we live in the internet. We're, you know, we're all hallucinations. We're all AI generated characters that are putting on a performance for you, which is why, if anything ever seems off, it's because we weren't adjusted appropriately. We haven't been trained appropriately on the right data set. Speaking of data sets and being trained appropriately, we're going to move right along to Lowell. Why don't you go ahead?
What a segue. Thank you. My name's Lowell. I play Bennings, and Bennings' goal this session is going to be learning more about the Hellriders. He's heard a lot about them, but doesn't have a lot of knowledge about them, so he'll probably be talking to Valen about that at some point. So far, he's walked a good distance. He's knocked out one guy, and yeah, Bennings is doing good. Bennings is Bennings, so...
Walked a good distance, knocked out one guy, and he's good. What are his goals? What is a goal he has for this
I
particular
told you, she wants to learn more about the Hellriders.
Learning about
He's
the
gonna be...
Hellriders. How did I miss that?
Yeah.
I guess it was because I was staring at your screen, which had like this little tiny edge that was purple that was showing up every time you talked because I hadn't framed you appropriately on our overlay, and it completely took my attention. Speaking of completely taking my attention, Gwen, your turn.
Don't even know how that segue works, but yeah. Hey, everybody. Gwen, I'm playing Willamy. You can call her Will. It's a little easier. She's having a good time. I think right now she's looking for ways to help her new friends because everybody's a friend until they prove themselves to be a chipmunk. Yeah,
What do you
I
have
think
wrong
that's
with
her goal.
chipmunks? They're friends until they prove themselves to be chipmunks. You're down with the
Exactly.
squirrel mafia. You don't like the chipmunks.
Yeah, the squirrels are always supportive. Chipmunks? Don't get me started.
All right. Moving on from there to the new face. Shannon, give us some details about Ness.
Ness Blackwell. Am I introducing myself or just giving it about my
you can do both.
character?
Introduce yourself and your character. Sorry.
It's been a while since I've been live on Twitch. I'm Shannon, Glitz Gamer. I think that was what it was back long ago. And yeah, I am playing Ness Blackwell, who is a absolutely above board noble resident of Baldur's Gate. Just, basic average, not extraordinary.
Of course.
Law-abiding, tax-paying citizen.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Part of that is true.
And moving right
One-third of
along. Finally, last but not least, Clint, why don't you give us your spiel about Valen?
Hello, my name is Clint, and my character is Valen. He is a paladin and one of the Hellriders who is trying to figure out what happened to his long-lost love, who's gone missing in a flash of blue lightning, along with the city of
Terrell. There you go.
I can never remember that name. It's okay.
It's okay.
Card,
Everyone has been
El
saying it in
Terrell.
different ways. It's been funny.
Terrell.
Yes.
Anyway, one of my goals is maybe to get some idea or information that I can about what happened to Darian.
Oh, Darian, the love of your life. Yeah, he's fine. He's fine. The city
been 2
becomes a
days.
smoking crater. It's fine. It's actually been like, since they started traveling from El Terrell, it's been about a week and a half in total.
There you go. Long lost might
Long
be
lost. You know what?
Long-
Sometimes when you're in one of those relationships, any few days apart feels like forever, right? Right.
Valen was traveling before he was going to return to Elturel, so it could
That's
be
true.
he hasn't seen him for months.
Hey, he could have been out on the road for like a month or 2 months, just doing his routine, trips around and securing the realm.
Also, I'm like 200 years old, so like time doesn't really have any relevance to me, except for the fact that Darian's a human So
Yeah, you've got a finite time to have that love, and every moment spent away from them is a wasted bit of that tiny finite moment. All right, so we're going to return to the game as a recap. Last time here on Hellriders, we had made it into, well, the outer city of Baldur's Gate, had met up with some police and some shady mercenaries, found out some more details about them. We dealt with some cultists in a sewer where everybody was almost murdered and almost set off a bunch of traps. It was delightful. There was lots of running, a whole bunch of waffling about various things. Clarence Blackwater, the owner of the Blackwater Mercs, had through his one of his lieutenants, Clairwent, offered Bennings a job if he had decided he wanted to take it. Everybody had found out that there were some trust issues, obviously, with some new weird strangers, and this small group that's kind of forced into this position together had been deputized by the Flaming Fist and been given the opportunity to travel through the Basilisk Gate into the city proper under the premise that they happen to do some work for the city guard in finding out what's going on with the cultists within and why they're murdering people and try to put a stop to that as best they can. They're supposed to go to the Elfsong Tavern and meet up with someone by the name of Tarina. She was a informant for Captain Zodge. And there was a moment where Bennings was like, why did you just out somebody important to you to a whole bunch of strangers? That seems like a dick move. Which is, potentially a dick move. So from here, we're going to pick up with the main bulk of the party kind of traveling forward to the Basilisk Gate. You show your deputization, the soldiers kind of step aside, and the fists allow you through. As the gate opens, you can see within the massive inner city that is Baldur's Gate, the city by the river, down by the river. And as you look out amongst it, you can see the glaring brightness of the sky backlighting the actual city itself. A massive and expensive-looking portion of the city high up on the hill off to your right. The rest of it kind of hugging the bay, the mouth of the river that enters into the ocean, as Baldur's Gate is directly on the coast as well. You can see tall ships moving in and out of the bay itself. You can see foot traffic, moving throughout the city. The loud and bustling noises of the city in front of you just kind of completely drown your senses in an overwhelming cacophony of both noise and music and moving and screaming and the occasional bit of conflict between some of the individuals within and without. And as you walk past a line of Flaming Fist making your way into the city, you almost get there when Obsidian grabs hold of Valen's shoulder. Looking at you, Sid says, Valen, well, I've been thinking a lot. And, when we were in the Hellriders, and I would arguably say that maybe we're not so much in it anymore since there is no city, but I had intended on gathering enough experience that I would feel more secure and comfortable handling bigger and more dangerous threats. But I'm not a highly experienced individual, and this is not what I signed up for, if that makes sense. What I'm trying to say is that I think I would be better suited to helping to take care of refugees in the outer city. I know that there's a work effort being undertaken by Zodge, and I want to maybe join that and build some shelters and try to help some of those out there rather than hunting down some unknown cult group. I feel like this would give me more experience in what I want to do, and I hope there's no hard feelings.
No, I can fully tell that you were invested in helping the people at the front of the gate. And so I think this could be a really good opportunity for you. Take care.
Thank you. I'm glad you understand. Goodbye, everyone else. Hopefully you find those murderers and scoundrels and you wipe them out. And Sid just kind of like bows and takes off from the gate, heading back up in the opposite direction. Not before handing you the badge that they were given. So, you step into the city proper a little bit. Thul, you're home. Wilhelmy, wow. You know, you'd wanted to be here for a long time, and you're here now. And the very first thing you notice is a bunch of children off to the side, all kind of gathered around, and they've got a large crate next to them, and on top of it are stacked a ton of newspapers. And one of them's like, "Hey, get your papers here! Get your papers here! We got all kinds of new and interesting stories. The city of Elturel has disappeared! That's a big news bit. That'll be 2 silver pieces, friend. Can I interest you in a paper?" He walks over to Wilhelmy.
Yes, that would be wonderful.
Excellent, excellent. Here's one for you, and do your friends want a paper? Every single paper that you get has a little coupon inside for a 5% coupon reduction of price of a beverage of your choice at the Elf Song.
Ooh. Well, we could probably use a few beverages, to be honest. It's been quite the week.
Oh, thank you, ma'am. How many papers will that be?
Well, there's one and there's 2. Let's go with 3 for now, and we can get more later, perhaps?
Excellent. 3 papers. Get them out there, Tommy. And you see one of them just like counting the papers up, handing them over. That'll be 6 silver pieces, ma'am.
And gathering the silver that the squirrels had found for her, she counts out 6 silver pieces.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. This is much appreciated. Every day we get new papers out for the news that comes out for the day. So, stop on back by. We'll have more for you later.
That's wonderful. There are so many songs in this paper. Thank you.
You're very, very welcome. Have a wonderful day, ma'am. Just bows in front of you.
Will bows back and then goes skipping back to the group.
Okay.
Look, everybody, we got newspapers.
Anybody else have a response for that?
You only needed one, dear. They all have the same information inside of them.
Yes, but they have coupons for a percentage off a drink. And I figure we all want a drink, so why not save money for everybody?
I mean, you could probably get more of a discount by applying some sort of trade.
I mean, I could sing. That's true. I haven't actually sung within Baldur's Gate yet.
Okay. So we see you gathering those papers. You look at them. On the top, it's Elturel missing and big question mark on the front of the page. And underneath it says, stories have been told recently that the city of Elturel is no longer in the position where it once was. Instead, remains a giant black crater. We are worried as a people. The individuals are aware that the Grand Duke himself, Older Ravengard, has made his trip out east to the city to try to support and protect it in some way. And now there's nothing more than this smoking wreckage. Foul play at foot? Was the city destroyed by some sort of eldritch pact, grand magic? Some sort of demolition crew set in place to take out the leadership of Baldur's Gate? We're trying to find out more. So little lesser stories are out there. Individuals on the bay are seeing a great deal of Sauagan that seem to be popping up off the shores. We've got pirate and fishing lane, or pirates attacking fishing lanes more often than normal. The Mercenaries Guild is asking for more individuals to come forward with information related to some missing packages, all kinds of stuff like that. Just a bunch of different news stories all over the front page of it. So, while Wilhelmy and Thul are having this discussion over the papers there, Bennings and Valen, the two of you are standing off to the side. You notice Wistelar speaking to Opal in hushed tones, something about an incursion into their shop. Someone broke in. A magical alarm was set off. Wistelar turns and goes, I will meet up with all of you later. I assume we're going to the Elf Song this evening. In the meantime, I have things to do. And you see Wistelar just immediately takes off and hurries, starts running down the street when out of eyesight of all of you, not allowing you or hoping to not allow you to know how nervous they feel at the moment. Bennings and Valen, two of you standing off to the side. Tell me what the two of you are talking about or what you're saying here.
All right. Valen, what you got?
I think I'd like to maybe grab the newspaper
Okay.
if I can.
So you grab a hold of
May I
one of
see
the.
one of your newspapers?
Phelan, actually, she looks down at the headline again. Perhaps you could take two. You may need multiple coupons.
Pull up, take them. Thank you. I will continue to see what information I can find. And I turn to Valen, or I turn to myself. Okay, turn to Hennings, and I hand him one as well. And I just start to read through and see if I can get any information from this, or if it's just news.
Give me an insight check, and we'll see how much you're able to pull off of what's being said. Like basically indicating how much they know or do not know, how much of this is nonsense they're putting forward, and speculation rather than real details. So looking over it, you read all the words that are on there. Some of it's fluff, some of it's inflammatory, casting blame and aspersions on the Elder Guardians. Um, it's just an attention grabbing piece. They know that the city was destroyed or is gone in some way. The only real bit of information in it that's helpful to you is the knowledge that they're sending out investigators, magical and otherwise, to try to determine what more had happened. And they just don't have any news for it yet, but they're trying to sell papers.
Bennings, do you think we might be able to find some more information regarding Ultriel?
El Terrell.
Elturel.
I must confess, I'm still grappling with the idea that a whole city can vanish. I have never encountered anything like that in my life, nor have I heard of anything like that. My guess would be maybe to talk with some of the refugees. You yourself were on the outskirts when the city vanished, were you not?
I was.
Perhaps somebody was closer to the city and may have seen the events that led to whatever befell that populace.
Yeah, maybe we can find more information as we continue forward.
I agree. Are we still trying to get into this? I guess I'd like to know what our next directive is. Are we going to be going back to the place where we found our new guests?
Well, it seems to me that we've been charged with finding these murderers of some sort, which might have some connection to what's happening, but I'm not sure.
However, we do have a roadblock, as we have lost our jeweler. Did Zaj say that there was a chance he had someone who could manufacture the item we are seeking? At last I checked, we needed a ring to get into that wall, correct?
I think that is right, yes.
Oh, is that still our goal at this time?
At this
Willamine?
point, Willamine and they'll have finished their discussion about the news and have walked over a little closer to the two of you. Willamine, while holding the paper, you come in on this conversation related to the ring that might be required to open and unlock that magical door outside of town.
We will definitely need the ring, but I don't think we'll need it just yet. We have to finish what's in town before we go out of town again. That makes sense, right?
I suppose. So, Full, yeah, what's up?
You're muted, or we can't-
Yeah.
Sorry, not out of town, under town, dear. But regardless, the ring can be made, the ring can be stolen. There are many ways to open a door. Let's,
Ooh.
however, let's first, however, get information from this Tarina character, just in case there's something important for us to know before we try and run accidentally headlong into the clutches of a or more than one cult.
So, Captain Zaj did provide you a description of Tarina, an unkempt, scarred woman who obviously had been through some rough and tumble times and had some backgrounds with individuals that might be the unsavory sort. She is...
So half of the guild hall?
Yeah, pretty much most of Baldur's Gate, to be honest. So she looks just like everybody else here. in the lower city. But no, she is someone who will stand out if you see her, just as auburn hair, obviously a scar under the right eye that kind of leads down in a C shape, and obviously is going to be in the elf song. She's supposed to be there at some point right around evening, as soon as the sun starts to set. That means you have a couple of hours before you have to get there. So deciding what you're going to do at this point will be the next bit that we take. Did you have something you wanted to say, Willoughby?
I was just going to, a lot of people wear their best when they go out to taverns. It's entirely possible that somebody will show up with the ring that we need, and then all we have to do is convince them to give it to us.
Not
Do
a
you mean-
bad.
Do you mean violently, or
I try to lean towards not violently, but I have seen how violence can be very efficient and effective.
if you can talk a ring off of a cultist, my dear, I will have a very different opinion of you.
Ooh, a challenge.
So, as all of you stand there, and again, this is your first visit to a major big city, Bennings. It's so large, it's actually overwhelming. Old stone mixed with new stone structures. There's religious houses all over. There's the many-faceted house nearby that has gods from basically all religions being prayed to within it. There's a major fountain in the area right in front of you, and just off in the distance, not too far from where you're at, there is a large raised stage with a bunch of ropes attached to it.
I'd like to get closer to the stage, please.
Willoughby, give me just a flat brains roll, an intelligence roll here.
Oh, that is the wrong tree. Let's see what we can get.
Okay, with a 5.
None.
You definitely don't recognize the gallows. Got it. Okay. So you go walking up towards the
That tracks.
stage.
That tracks.
Bennings, you've never seen a hanging gallows either. Your hometown does not have one. So it looks like a place people would stand and maybe make announcements or perform in some way. And Willoughby's walking over to it as well. So what do you two do?
The two adults who know that this is a gallows.
Okay. Wait, yeah. So wait. Can I roll an intelligence check? Because I think looking at this, Bennings could figure it out.
Certainly.
Okay,
Just give me a straight intelligence check.
Please fail this for me. Please fail this for me.
Look, this is going to be rough if we can't identify. All right, let's see. Intelligence. Is it investigation? Is that the one I want to
just
do?
on the main, the front sheet, the one that shows your stats.
Oh,
So
okay, just click it. Okay.
Just click on intelligence, yeah.
So look, Benny's as smart as hell.
19. So yes, you do recognize it as more of a barbaric form of punishment than something your city would be.
How strange I find it that they would erect an entire center just for hanging folks. They must have need of it, I suppose.
Oh,
I can't remember the last time I've had to see someone brought to justice.
What
Oh,
a
well.
terrible misuse of a stage.
what are you talking about? Public execution can be quite theatrical.
He's one of those types.
In all my years, it's fairly barbaric to see someone hang from a rope.
What's your preferred method of execution there, Valen?
I would also
We've
like
done
to
it.
know, in what method would you like people to end their lives?
Well, I've always noticed that a swift sword to the neck seems to do the job. Less painful,
Less
a
spectacle.
little bloody.
Might I ask you, who is the one swinging this sword, sir?
Well, typically it's not me, but I've had to make some bad choices before.
Willoughby, I do think it is in our best interest to vacate the site of the stage. I find it disturbing, don't you?
I tend to agree now. Perhaps we can come back later and lose their ropes for them.
Since you're focused on this at the moment, Bennings, give me an insight roll.
Oh boy.
That one's on the
Okay.
skills tab.
Yep. Sorry, I just laptop over here. I have too many USBs in, so I can't even use my mouse. All right, inside. This is not gonna be good.
Come on, you got this.
Woof. 7.
Okay. Something drifts into your mind a little bit, but then immediately is lost. It's like when you have an idea and then immediately something catches your attention and it is gone. It has to do with the positioning of the gallows. So it just fades like an old whispered memory. Now that you're all standing there and Bennings is like staring off into the sky trying to think about whatever the heck it was he was trying to think about, what is your intention as a party or individually for this roughly 2 hours it's going to take before nightfall starts to come in? And it's only going to take you about 10-15 minutes to get to the Elf Song Tavern. It's only a little ways up the road from where you're at right now. What do you intend to do? Why don't you all just discuss that a little bit? Actually, why don't you all discuss that in Discord, and then we'll come forward with it when we return to you. I'm going to pop over to Ness now. Ness Blackwell, we see you.
Yes.
We see you standing in front of a nondescript hut directly on the bay, a place that's pretty close to both the inlet for the ocean and for the docks for the river section. The house itself is a 2-story, simple wooden flat. There's some old fishing gear on the outside of it. It's relatively nondescript. And you've been here a billion times before. This is the home of Atlas Blackwell, your father. You currently stay on the 2nd floor. It's technically your home. You've been saving up to buy your own location when you're ready to, but you tell yourself, someday you'll be out on your own. It'll be big. It'll be powerful. It'll be great. It'll be in the direction you're wanting to choose. But part of you's like, well, if I left, Atlas would starve to death or probably do something wrong to the wrong people and get in trouble. So you've been a little reticent to moving away from home, if that makes sense. So you walk up to the door, open it up, and immediately are assaulted by the smell of poorly cooked fish. It is blackened to the point of no longer being blackened, more blistered or burnt. And you hear from the back, "Ah, God damn it!"
Cooking fish again?
Oh, Ness, yes. I thought I would make us dinner. I do have to apologize. It's, well done. You see coming from out of the back inside of a little apron that says, kiss the chef, like in old just muddied letters that he drew on himself onto a white apron. A bit of soot in his hair. This scraggled little gnome individual, large eyes, large bulbous nose, bit of beard that's out of place, bearing a couple of scars on him and walking with one pegged leg. Atlas, from your history, used to be a pirate, but he's retired. He's doing well. Privateer for the Merchants Guild.
Right.
And as he comes over in your direction, he's just swinging around a mug that shows that he's probably been drinking a little too much rum for the entire afternoon. And he goes, "How you been? Anything good happening today? You meet some clients, you do some dealing, you get some gold, some copper, some silver. How's my favorite daughter?"
I'm your only daughter.
Hey, semantics.
And meeting, people, yes. It was a lucrative day. There was a party at the Duke's house, and I may or may not have gone uninvited. But I was able to get what I was asked to get, so I'm pretty sure I am on the short list for Nine Fingers' next mission. But don't quote me on that. I don't want to jinx it. Cross your fingers.
You think you're on the short list for Nine Fingers' next mission, huh? No way.
I'm working my way up.
Oh, lots of hard work. Lots of doing the things on land that you do.
You have no idea what I do you?
No, not really. I have to admit that. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
If you want me to keelhaul someone, I'm your man. If you want me to walk on the ground that is sturdy beneath one's feet and figure out how to make money off of the poor, or less fortunate rich people, however you want to put that, I don't know the first or last thing about how to do it. Not at sword point, anyway.
I'm not sure about half of what you just said.
It's
But
okay. I'm afternoon drinking.
yeah, let me see that real quick.
Oh, here for you.
Throws it over his shoulder.
Why would
I
you
think
do
you're almost
that?
out. No, the booze. Stealth.
Tyson.
Stealthily, Tyson.
Oh, you're sneaking it aside. Give me a stealth check then, if you would.
I love how invested you just got into that character. That you were. What was actually happening? What are we doing? Stealth. Okay. Clicky, clicky. Oh, it's a 19.
19. I'm fairly
Probably goes
certain.
into the very dead ficus plant in the corner that I always throw the booze into, that is just a crusty dead plant.
So you take it and you immediately kind of hide it and toss it into the plant without him noticing. And he's like, "Oh, I should go get another one for us both. You know why?
Why?
Today's a day of celebration."
Why is it a day of celebration?
Ah, shit. The meal I made for you is now definitely burned.
I think there's a point at which it doesn't matter if it's more cooked. It's okay.
Maybe we'll have to order something from the tavern up the street again. It's a day of celebration. It's an important day. Very important day. I want you to guess while I go and remove the fire from the kitchen. He turns and quickly hustles back into the other room where you can see smoke starting to billow out into the main room.
Just cracks the window.
Guess!
There! No, what am I guessing? What do I roll? What is happening? Is it my birthday?
Telling you to guess what day it is. What important day is it?
It's Tuesday.
Tuesday's not an important day. It happens every day of the week. Well, every week of once every week.
Can I have a hint, Papa?
You would like this day.
Any day that I don't have to guess what special day it is a good day.
All right, fine. He comes out of the kitchen and he's covered in this soot and gross, and obviously had manhandled the meal directly into a bin and stomped on it a few times from within the back. He has a small slip of paper in his hands, something from the guild.
What is that? Is it a new piece of paper? Is it an old piece of paper? What do I perceive about said piece of paper?
Give me an insight check.
How about a perception check?
That would work too.
Sorry, everybody. I'm going to make lots of noises while I find the teeny tiny print. 19!
Yay! With the 19 in perception, you see the little bits that are not currently covered by the smudges caused by his fingers and by the writing that's on the page itself. Nine Fingers has requested your art, and that's what you get.
What's on the piece of paper, puppy?
It's for you. Hands it over to you. You immediately take it. Nine Fingers has requested your presence immediately for a quest of importance.
Oh, well, what casual news?
Mm-hmm.
I've earned this. I'm just totally not having imposter syndrome. No, this is good. Thank you. Is this what this, how was I going to guess this though?
Well, you mean you talk about it all the time? I assumed it would be on the forefront of your mind.
It's not literal. On the paper, does it give a date?
Today.
Okay, Bobby, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna be able to eat dinner with you, but I love you. Okay, bye.
Like, yay, go, knock 'em dead, steal all the things, make it so that people. Oh, right. He gets real quiet and just waves at you as you leave the house.
I'll steal all the things. Love you. Bye.
He just closes the door, and you hear
and casually walks away like nothing's. This is just a regular day.
As you're walking away, you hear from the back, "Where the hell did that rum go?" And we see you making
puts
your
the
way.
Rum bottle in the garbage can in the alley after she takes it out of her coat and walks in.
So you travel across town, and you go to Nine Finger Summons, heading down into the secret layers beneath the city streets. As you walk up to the bouncers, some of them kind of nod at you, You make your way through. You see the large, crowded section that is the guild, a ramshackle set of varying level platforms with people in various states of work, obviously being quiet about what they're doing, making deals, planning, plotting, scheming, those kinds of things. And you start making your way over to the door that Nine Fingers King's office is currently located within. Your heart immediately starts going like rotating in your chest.
That's normal. It's fine. I'm fine. I'm capable. I deserve this. I've earned it. I am bad and damn good at it. Okay. Open the door.
You walk inside, and as soon as you step in, you see that there are a couple of masked individuals standing behind the desk, or standing in front of the desk, rather, while Nine Fingers has got a map spread out in front of her. She's pointing out
Oh my gosh,
locations.
she's so cool.
Give me an insight check or a perception check, your choice, depending on what you're looking for. If you just want to see what's on the map, or if you want to discern what it is that's important about said map.
I do insight on that then.
Okay, give me an insight roll.
That's a 27. Is that high enough to
That
notice
is,
anything?
that is significantly high enough. Whew. So you immediately surmise that the map that's in front of her happens to be tracing cult activity in the greater region around Baldur's Gate. She's noticing a concerning uptick in various cults, and one in particular that as yet has been undetermined who they're worshipping or following, just outside of the city that might be a threat. And she's sending runners out to go check these things out. That's what this is all about. And as you walk inside, she just looks up at you for a moment and then nods as if to say, hold on a moment. And then she just kind of taps her head to the side, which indicates a chair next to you to sit in and wait.
I go sit in the chair, totally calm and cool, like today is just a regular day.
Give me a performance check.
Oh, no. Can I have Gwen roll a performance roll as
I don't think
tribute?
you want me to.
You're a bard, aren't you?
Yeah, but I have not had good performance.
All of them have
He's
been
gotten
bad
10
so far.
twice.
I love that for you.
Only the squirrels love her work.
Oh, 19.
Excellent. You're able to, you believe, keep your cool and calm and collected as you sit down. Keen says in whispered tones, and make sure you aren't followed. All of you, out of my office now. And you see the members just kind of bow their heads for a moment, and everybody leaves very quickly. And once the room is emptied, she waits entirely until the doors click, and you hear the sound of footsteps clunk, clunk, coming to either side of the door outside to make sure nobody else hears. She turns and looks over to you. Ness Blackwell, if you will. And she gestures to the front of her desk. I call you over here today because I have seen your work in the city. I have seen the spider webs of intrigue, the plotting that you have created out in town. And I have to admit, part of me is interested in where you might go in the future. You show a lot of potential, and I need to see how far that actually goes. There's a problem that I have recently found. Someone has taken something of very significant importance to me. There's a deck of cards that was supposed to be delivered recently as a gift to myself and to the future of the guild.
You deserve gifts.
Did I ask
Why
you
did I
to
say
speak?
that? I'm sorry. Nope.
This deck was stolen by cultists. We can't have that. I have sent out operatives to find where they're at and to see what they can do about reducing their number and their threat to us. You know, if they had just played nice, maybe this wouldn't happen to them, but I digress. I already have an operative on this, but they are as yet untested as well. They are also someone who I have come to recently determine. Oh no, they have disappeared entirely from the stream, is what happened to them.
What a good rogue!
That's impressive.
I mean, dang. I'm intimidated now.
Just completely disappeared from the world very quickly. They happen to have, let's just say, a vested interest in my own goods that I would like to make sure doesn't compromise this mission. I need you to go with them. They go by the name of Inferno here.
You need me to babysit Inferno?
In such delicate terms, yes. I need you to make sure that Inferno completes this mission to the best of both of your abilities and returns to me this deck. As soon as I have it, we will talk about your potential promotions within the guild and the debt that Inferno owes. Am I understood?
Absolutely. It'll be fun.
My network has indicated that Inferno and this strange group of individuals that they've found themselves grouped up with can be found at the Elfsong Tavern this evening.
Elves, sure, of course. Because is there even any other bar in the city?
There are a few, none quite so well-traveled or popular.
It is my honor and my pleasure. I will go find Thelmaris, and I'm sure they'll be so happy to see me.
Keep your infighting to yourselves, or at least, the very least, do not allow it to interrupt the mission.
Sibling rivalry. Absolutely. We'll make sure that you get what you need. I was going to say deserve, but I didn't think maybe you'd take that right, and I didn't want you to misunderstand. I'm sorry, I'm still talking. I'm going to go. Okay.
You are dismissed. She turns back and sits down at her desk, and you hear her rifling through papers as you travel out of the room.
As soon as the door closes to her office, it's just like...
The bartender standing off to your left, looks over at you. You all right, miss?
Just fine, Steve, thanks.
You're welcome. Okay, now I have to write down Steve is the bartender.
You're welcome.
Steve Agarin, bartender during morning hours. Killed
The day
all.
shift bartender.
Yeah, there you go.
Can he be a half-orc named Steve?
He's a half-orc. Yep.
Okay.
Half-orc.
We'll just name all of the random NPCs that you do not expect us to actually interact with ever again. We will then fall in love with them, and they will come with us.
Very important characters forever.
Exactly.
Party, actually.
So we seem to be having some difficulties with Barty. You are frozen on our screen and whatnot. We can take a brief break for just a moment if you want to try reconnecting and seeing if we can get that resolved, if you can hear us. I'm not sure if we can hear you. Doesn't appear to be.
Thanks.
So everybody here out there that's watching, thank you very much for watching. We will return in just a moment while we try reconnecting and seeing if everything comes back. Thank you again. Be right back. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Stuff seems to be working now. I'm just gonna drink my drink now. Yay! This is the content you came here for.
You sipping drinks? Absolutely.
Me sipping a drink after staring at our intro screen for significantly too long for me to put on YouTube. All right. We turn from the scene of Ness being told to babysit Thul, back to the crew. I'm assuming you all had time to discuss what you're going to be doing, so why don't you present to me what the plan was?
The plan, as discussed, was we were just going to listen about town for any interesting information that we might hear, whether about El Terrell or the cultists. If anyone needed to do shopping, you're welcome to. I do not.
Okay.
I'm good.
So you're gonna walk through the city a little bit, just kind of see what sights there are to see, and spend some time figuring out what you hear. All of you give me just a perception roll. I can use some passives if you just don't really care to look, but why not do that for now?
I like rolling, and will you jump at any opportunity to do so?
Philmaris,
Let me know when I'm included in all y'all.
I will do so.
Oh, that's a skill, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Oh, I have decent perception. Hopefully this
You
goes
are
well.
I did
there
too.
you
But that didn't work out this time.
May I steal an inspiration, y'all?
I'm good with that.
Great.
go for it.
Okay.
Are we
Better,
sharing information across the party?
Yeah, but not with
That was
you.
working.
Look, we worked hard for those points, Shannon. You got to catch up.
Damn, lol. I thought we was good though. All right, fine. But no, I was gonna flick tags and shit. That sucks. We should have to share them.
Yeah.
So, with Willami's roll, Briff's
He
roll,
ignores me.
Belmaris'
Willami. How
Willamy.
exotic.
Willamy. Sorry. I'm gonna start off with the lowest first. So Thul, as you're walking around,
Temporal
keeping your-
mechanic gave us an inspiration too.
You did. So now we're up to 3 inspirations. I'm gonna put those on here. If our players wish to use said inspiration, all they have to do is say, and we will get those. We have 3 inspirations at the moment. Just as a reminder. So, Thul, with your 16, you heard that 13 planar gates had opened around the edges of Elturel, and Baelor's leading demon armies flooded through and laid waste to the city. I mean, after what you heard from Valen, that doesn't sound like what happened, because it seemed like the orb, the companion in the sky, had turned black and then radiated purple lightning down, and everything had just been eviscerated or just incinerated and turned into a smoking crater. Brain. Willami, you heard that a meteor had struck, that there was a massive cloud cover that had come through and just dropped down and blasted the city, and Older Ravengard's dead, and now there's going to be a political play for power from all the 3 reigning dukes at the moment to try to take everything, which, I mean, yeah. You hear that Elturel wasn't actually fallen, but rather besieged by a necromancer's army of undead, and that all of these have come forward to fight the Hellriders specifically, because the Hellriders are taking down this ancient lich, and the lich wasn't quite dead, and he came back, and now he's enacting revenge upon the city, and it's just a big mess. Again, doesn't really add up to what Valen's told you about what it looked like, but maybe it was an illusion. Maybe he's mistaken. Griff, listening again. These are all just rumors about Elturel. That's what we're kind of that's the hot topic of the day at the moment, but you'll get some more information about the general city rumors here in a second. But you had heard that the companion itself, which apparently, according to Valen, was like a second sun that used to sit in the sky right above Elturel and drive out undead, because their leadership was apparently controlled by what turned out to be a vampire lord and his underlings that had owned over the city for a long time. So getting rid of the undead was important. So they created this magical orb that just radiated sunlight 24 hours a day, and blah, 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 and it just kept droning in your ear to the point where you could no longer pay attention any further. But you hear the companion was not actually some sort of celestial boon or magical object within the sky, but rather an egg. Some reported that a titanic humanoid figure standing several hundred feet tall and glowing with golden light now stands in the ruins of what was Elturel. The darkness that had encapsulated the companion had just been the beginnings of this thing hatching. And if you went back there now, you'd see that. You'd see it standing in that wreckage, waiting for its moment. It's going to tromp all over the world, destroying everything in its path. It's the mark of the end times.
I like eggs. Bennings gets egg. Celestial orb, hard to wrap my head around. Egg, I got egg.
It was
All
a
right,
big
cool.
egg. You hear that murders are on the rise, and a lot of individuals, all three of you, are hearing like whispers of, it's those damn refugees, it's their fault. They came over here, they killed our leader. They're now working on undermining the authority of the Flaming Fist and making it so that the city falls apart at the seams and everybody moves into infighting and casts aspersions on one another as they wonder who's part of these secret cults and causing all of this death and destruction and mayhem. And that the targets are chosen specifically by individuals looking to create more distressing, more tensions between both the citizenry of Baldur's Gate and these refugee groups that maybe some of them are legitimate. So that they're just, this constant chaos is happening. Look at what's happening already. The Basilisk Gate is completely closed off. You can't get in or out of the city. The guard is now posted all the way around it while people are being murdered in the center. It just seems like some shit is shady. And that's the general gist of rumors around the town. Beyond the wild and crazy, like there's some sort of lich that lives in town that's turning a bunch of people into zombies, and they're now becoming beggars outside of town. You know, there's some weird stuff.
Does it seem more like the chaos is intended to keep people out or to keep people in?
Give me an
good question.
insight check, Volmaris.
Gods, here we go.
16. A common thread amongst all of this, as you're listening to people that are complaining about the circumstances surrounding Elturel, the circumstances surrounding murders in the city, the fact that the guard, the general operations of the guard have gotten worse. The Flaming Fist is now, beating people up in the streets because there's so much unrest. There's violence that's rising. You know what it has done in significant capacity is undermine the capability of the Flaming Fist. Nobody trusts them anymore, nor do they seem like they're capable of actually protecting the city in any way. If you were a betting man, you'd think somebody would need to swoop in and fix this problem.
Now, is it just me,
shoot.
or did they do this to the Hellriders too, didn't they?
Sort
Where
of.
nobody trusted them?
At one point in the past, that happened, but that's a history roll to see if Bennings would know that.
Oh,
Phelan
I'm sorry.
probably talked about it a little bit or something like that, but it's not something that Bennings would know just casually without having studied it in some way. So if you want to give me a history roll,
I mean, sure, okay, yeah.
let's just see.
I was just thinking out loud for the group, that's all.
So you all move together to have this. This is what we found. You've walked around a little bit in the city streets, staying on the more safe paths, basically, through the main fairs in town. With a 15, yeah, I would say that yes. Valen, you and Bennings are talking about this. Let's have a scene of it, so that we can discuss what's been found and what your characters think about the circumstances. Okay, so Thulmaris, you have that come to mind. Your insight kicks in about what's happening in town. Why don't you start this conversation? All four of you are together right now.
Well, obviously, rumors and fantasies aside, it does seem like this is more about making certain individuals probably like looks and immediately like spies a flaming fist.
As someone that's currently in the middle of bludgeoning someone to the ground for refusing to follow the orders, the rules.
Making, well, our already illustrious guard look even less capable than they've already made themselves.
I
Someone.
mean, It's
we would
not.
have to fix that.
It's not hard to make them look less capable.
I have lived here for the last 3 years. They've always been rough, but they've never been this bad.
It is interesting you say that. Is there something in the city that would benefit from a lack of attention and therefore keeping people out?
Well, I can think of 3 different groups, all serving 3 different gods of a dead nature.
Interesting. Valen, what are your thoughts? And are you feeling that this is in some way connected to the tragedy of Elturel?
Well, back from where I'm from, the Hellriders were nothing like this. The gods, they're just chaotic. We strive to help people, strive to keep things civil. This is just chaos.
Forgive me, I did
Wait.
not mean to comment. Oh,
Oh, I was just going to say that technically they also strive to help people. It's just the people they strive to help are themselves.
So
Yeah.
individuals currently, Thilmaris, knowing what's going on in the city itself, you're aware that the major leadership was presided over by Grand Duke Ulder Ravengard. He was the final word in saying what happens in the city, the upper and the lower city in total, regarding rules, law sets, protection, all those kinds of things. So all that's left are 3 dukes. Thalamra Vanthampur, who is somebody that you know is likely motivated towards advancing her station, for sure. There is Dillard Porter, who currently is the one who brought the Flaming Fist here to begin with, saying that they were a better protective force than the actual city guard had been at the time, and were easier to just pay for. Rather than having to train people and things like that, they just brought a mercenary company in. And then there's Belin Stelmane, who is currently suffering from some pretty severe mental illnesses and has been having most of her political events handled by Galden Shattershield. She was a very firm supporter of Ulder Ravengard.
Well, without Older, there's no deciding voice, and the only voices left are of a far more enterprising, capitalistic sort. So, I imagine that very, very soon, someone is going to step forward and try and bring order to all this chaos. And it's not going to go well for the people of Baldur's Gate.
oh. Now, it seems to me the one to bring order to all this chaos would be in a good position. Now, wouldn't they? Maybe one of authority? What I'm asking is, do you think all of this chaos has been caused by someone wanting to reach that level of power?
Depends. They would either have to have known about what was going to happen to Elturel in advance. And I think at that moment, like, just across Thilmaris' face, there's just a deep, deep anger you probably don't see normally for them. But it goes as quickly as it comes. And if they did, they would have set all this up. Or they were just lucky and took advantage of a situation that was already going to cause a lot of problems.
Which sounds like it's a part of the cultist, if I might add. Because the chaos has ensued.
Could very well be. That makes a certain amount of sense.
The dead 3 are many things. To disappear a whole city seems a little bit not outside their capabilities, outside their tastes.
Perhaps simply taking advantage of the situation.
Bennings, give me a religion check. Out of everybody
Oh.
here, you're the least likely to know what the hell Thilmaris is talking about.
Yes.
Here we go. Oh. That's appropriate. Oh, well,
Hey.
actually, that's pretty good.
16's pretty good. So when he says dead 3, the only bit of information you have about it from your modest education is that at times in history, gods have risen and gods have fallen in Faerun. And in the greater world, Toriel, Abir Toriel anyway. When saying the dead 3, it's not just any dead 3 gods. There's specific ones that seem to take on the portfolios of murder and tyranny and what was the last one? Death, yes. Death, tyranny, and murder. Those 3 individual gods that have been slain. So they should have no more followers. They should have no more power. They should not exist anymore. So if a cult is following them, they're following dead gods rather than real ones.
Huh. That's a lot. I think Bennings is proper lost again. There's been talk of eggs, destroying cities, dead gods, cultists.
Does it register on his face that he's just like lost?
Absolutely.
I think you guys. I think you guys are looking at Bennings, and he's got like that like yes man face on, where he's like, yeah, mate, right, dead gods, with you, yeah, right.
Willoughby takes a bag of candy out and just offers some to Benning.
Look now, Bennings is not a child. He's just lost. Okay.
Yeah. So like, so Mars will kind of like.
He's
We'll
taking
take
the
the
candy.
I take it, yeah.
He gives you a look like, I am not a kid, and then he takes it
I
anyway.
hate that I want this candy. Yeah.
Thule like puts a hand on Benning's shoulder and just says, "Why don't we get a bit more information before we start running away with our imaginations?" Valen, a question for you.
Yes.
How long have you been with the Hellriders?
That's a question.
That is a
I
question.
mean, you are 200 years old, but you might have joined them at a later point in life. You might not have been teenage enlister or something like that.
I wasn't ready to answer that one.
Well, now you gotta think of it on the spot.
The spot.
Wait, how long have the Hellriders been around?
They've been around for about 350 years or so. Right
Oh,
around
damn. It would have been cool if it was like 100, so you could have been like, I was there at the beginning.
there.
Well, I would say probably within the last 10 years I joined the Hellriders. That's where I met Darian, and that's where we started to figure out what our relationship was.
Oh, and this Darian, how long have you and he been involved?
Yes. 5 years, probably. Something very serious, something... I quite miss him. I sure hope he's still alive.
In that moment, we have a momentary flashback into Valen's mind as he sees Darian for the first time, like operating inside the city, just kind of looking up, a smile, an instant sensation that this is somebody that he found very interesting and wanted to know more about before coming back. Valen, you have some unprocessed emotions about what's been happening recently. As an elf, your kind lives a significantly huge period of time. Death is impactful to you in a way that maybe humans don't even experience.
Did you ask me a question?
The question is, how do you react to those emotions in the moment? Are you someone who gets more angry and motivated? Do you find yourself now feeling depressed and sad, introspective? What is it that is going across Valen's face?
I think Valen has... I don't think inside he feels like he's gone. Like something inside him doesn't say that he's dead. So I think if anything, he's clearly just sad. I mean, he's wanting to know what's happened. He wants to know the truth. But I think with his training and his background, he's still very level-headed, very calm, collected. He doesn't like to show his emotions chaotically or he does. It's not a matter of like weakness, but a matter of poise, something I don't think elves like to do a lot of. They like to seem put together. So as I am sad, I think there's a sense of wanting to find out what's happening, wanting to save him if it's possible. I think that's where he's at.
So he's refusing to accept the potential that maybe he's been destroyed. And
Correct.
yes, Bennings.
Can Bennings do a perception check to see if he picks up on that?
Absolutely. Give me a perception.
Okay. Perception, baby. Well, shit.
Yeah,
my therapist.
So
sir.
you look over at Valen, and you know this is probably a sour subject for him. You've heard him talking just a tiny bit about what has happened between himself and Wistelar about Elturel. But in the moment that you would have caught what was going on across Valen's face, you find yourself looking out into the city, where a bunch of individuals are just crowded around, moving and doing what they're normally doing, their day-to-day life. The sun's starting to set. And you see a woman standing there, flowing black cape or cloak, unerringly walking straight towards your crew.
If you're talking about me, that doesn't seem like my MO.
Well, your cloak is just drifting in the wind as you're walking towards them. You saw
I don't
them.
think I've ever walked a straight line in her life, though. That's all.
Okay, well then you're walking a
She's going
line
gaily forward.
towards them.
Exactly.
Just,
In this group, you're in good company. Okay.
But as like that one little moment happens, I think Thulmar sort of like touch you on the cheek, Valen, and just say, in Elvish, will say, "We will get him back. Don't worry, handsome."
Hey, thanks.
It appears as though we may have a guest, and Bennings tries to slyly nudge his way towards the black cloaked woman walking our way, or not walking our way, kind of moseying around. Yeah.
so
And
go ahead.
Valen, you're probably closest.
Go
But
ahead.
anyone who's looking at Thulmar's face just sees it drop for like a half second.
And that was the reaction
then-
that Ness hoped to get when she started heading directly in this towards it.
Okay, good save. I'm a fucking rogue. Why am I walking down the middle of the street? It's not. But
No, you just
sorry,
knew
F-bomb.
You just knew you were going to have the biggest impact if you just showed yourself immediately. Sneaking around behind him, that would not give you the moment to savor the satisfaction of seeing Vilmar's response.
Omaris, is this an acquaintance of yours?
Yes. An annoying one.
Did I hear that? Where am I? What's happening?
You absolutely heard that. With your passive perception, you can hear things way farther than most people. And you can read lips, too. So you notice Thul standing there with this group of individuals. Obviously, masquerading as Thulmaris right now. And what do you do as you approach?
Now, is that any way to greet an old friend, Thelmaris?
Oh, I didn't realize that the Nine Fingers fan club was meeting today. Did I miss the meeting?
Hold on. Before you would give away the fact you were working for Nine Fingers, do you want the rest of your crew to know you're part of the guild already?
I'm saying this in Thieves' Cant.
Okay, so...
Oh,
So what you all hear is a very long sentence that just seems to be very innocuous,
And kind of...
but there's an
Yeah,
edge and sharpness to it.
But it has
That
to do
lost
with...
look that Bennings had when we were talking about gods is back because people are speaking in Elvish and thieves can't. He's just standing there confused.
So it's...
It's out her
Thieves'
candy
Cant-
again, takes one for herself, and offers.
Thieves' Cant sounds exactly like whatever language that you want to say Thieves' Cant in, only it involves a whole bunch of gestures of the body and the hands, the eyes and the lips.
so it's Scottish.
And words that mean things contrary to what they should mean or different. So what is it? The image that you're presenting to your allies, even though in Thieves' Cant you're not super happy to see Ness, and that's obvious. What do your allies think you are like?
I think what they hear is a conversation about a tavern farther away, and you watch as like or hear, like there are certain clicks of Thulmaris's heel, certain like very sly movements of the fan in his hand, and probably just like a hair flip at the very end, just to punctuate. Just there's some.
Exactly. Perfect.
Reciprocal in Thieves Can't. What was it that you just said, though? There's so much that just happened between your last line.
Thumar said, "Oh, I didn't realize there was a Nine Fingers fan club meeting. Did I miss it?"
Of course, you didn't miss it. You'd never be invited. And also, no, it was just she and I actually had a great little talk. Anyway, super excited to be here to babysit you to make sure you don't fuck it up.
Is that also in Thieves' Camp?
Yes, it's all in Thieves' Camp.
So everything here seems cordial between the two old friends that seem to
It's
come
like
from
that,
a different
yeah.
part in the city.
Do you remember the old tavern down by the waterfront? Oh, yes, of course. You know, that's what you're hearing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a snap of the fan, and looks to the three of you. My acquaintance here, Ness. Well, I'm sorry. Do you have a code name outside of the guild hall, or do you always go by Ness?
Ness is fine.
Great. My acquaintance Ness might have some abilities and talents that might be very useful for us when we are following up on Karina's information. Would you all be put out if she joined us? And just staring daggers into your soul.
Bull's
Ness.
hoping everybody says yes. We don't want anybody else involved.
Pretty much. It's like, please say no, please say no, please say no.
Listen,
Mom
I'll
says,
buy the
Oh.
first round of drinks.
do you also work at the Caress? Oh, that's wonderful. I didn't know that we'd be able to meet some of
Caress.
Sol's co-workers. Oh, this is exciting. Of course, you must join and tell us all about it.
Yes, I also work at the Caress. Was it Tomaris?
Caress's caress, yeah.
Oh, Thulmaris is loving that. Yes.
I'm sorry, what were you gonna say, you cute little button back there?
That big boy back
The
there.
gigantic.
You cute little button. Listen, my kids, like in real life, are taller than me now. They're still adorable, so you know, it doesn't matter.
I was merely going to say that given the recent drop in our numbers, it may not be a bad idea to add another member to this party. And given your past relationship with Thol and like Bennings, can Bennings do a roll to see if he picks up that something's weird?
Yeah, give
Because
me an insight.
I want an insight.
Go ahead and give me
I
an
also
insight
wanna-
check. The two of you.
Insight. That's a one.
Critical failure.
Bennings
Oh,
is
I'm gonna
just-
make you
Okay.
believe whatever I want you to believe about
Bennings,
me.
yeah, you think that they have a brilliant relationship. Maybe they're only acquaintances like
We're
Thulmaris
best
stated.
friends.
But
would
maybe
be-
there's something deeper there that is not wanting to be expressed by Thulmaris.
It would be remiss of me to negate your ability to travel with your companion. Y'all seem so close. I'd hate to stand in the way of friendship.
Mm-hmm.
We like to keep close. I'd also like to do since Bennings talked there. I want to read him
Okay.
to do like I just want to see. Basically, Shannon knows that he's at a bumpkin
Mm-hmm.
that I might be able.
Girl, you're
To
gonna be
get-
sad.
you
There
know-
ain't nothing to read.
Yeah. Go ahead, give me
So-
an insight check. Let's see.
Yeah,
what you
I
can-
just want to get my character aware here.
Let's see what you can ascertain about this giant young man. He's like 6'7", isn't that correct?
That is six-
That's a
Jesus.
28. So you know Bennings' type. Came from the countryside, lived with a good family, has a whole lot of history about, just trying to do the right thing and be the right person and be, help others around him, trying to find his own way in life. Bennings, give us one semi-secret about yourself that she discovers right now.
Semi-secret. Bennings carries with him great guilt because he has the folk hero perk, right? So he's kind of a hero, but he doesn't like when people remember it, because on that day he saved people, he'll never forgive himself for the one person he did not rescue. So that's constantly kind of in the back of his head every time people are like, "Oh my God, you did so good." So he doesn't like to talk about that, but that's probably like one of his things is like, it's not really a secret, but he doesn't really go into a lot of detail on it because it brings him a lot of turmoil.
You can see that within his eyes there is a sadness that underlies the nature that he has of trying to do good, because he's trying to redeem what he sees as a failure. You recognize his face from the papers from about maybe 3 years ago. That's roughly around the time of when that happened. When a local boy saved a bunch of people from a raging rapid river.
Now, what's your name? Tall,
Who are you
drink water.
talking to? Ah,
You? Yeah. Sorry, I tried to give a describing characteristic there. I guess I'm looking at a camera.
my name is Briff, but yeah, where I come from, there's another Briff, so everybody just calls me Bennins.
You look so familiar to me. Do you get around these parts very often? Are you part of a noble family? You've got the jaw structure.
Oh, kind of you to say. No, I do not come around these parts often, and can't say where you'd know me from, unfortunately. Small town, most people never heard of it.
Well, you look like the heroic sort, so I'm pleased to meet you.
I can assure you I am anything but.
That's a lie.
And
Semi-secret,
you,
baby.
did you just call me baby? And then you, elf.
There are two elves.
Yeah, half elf and an elf. And a
Well,
Eladrin.
Valen is an elf, and Willemie is a Eladrin elf.
Eladrin.
There are two.
Well, I wouldn't know the difference between the two.
Yeah, and Eladrin obviously has...
Talking to Clint.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where are you? What's your thing? Where are you from?
Well, I've been from many places, but as of recent, El Terrell was where I reside.
Oh,
I'm going to say
Yes.
on the backs of your insight check before Ness, you can tell immediately that Valen is soldier. He's holding himself in that way. He's hiding his breastplate, which probably has an insignia blazed upon it. He's from El Terrell, and you know that the Hellriders are currently being arrested here by the Flaming Fist when seen on sight. You immediately pick up the fact that he's a Hellrider that's been displaced and is trying to hide that fact.
Lots of different places, huh? El Terrell. What are you doing in Baldur's Gate? Are you just here hanging out trying to help Thamaris, or what's this ragtag bunch doing?
Well, I'm sure you've heard that we, of El Terrell going missing, with all the rumors currently going around. And we're searching for some answers, and quite frankly, we've also been asked to do a few things while we're here.
Huh? You don't say.
Speaking of, Thomars will toss you the deputy badge that Sid left behind.
Oh, yeah. To you.
To Clint.
No,
to
to
you,
me?
Ness.
Yeah.
Oh. This one's better than the one that I have. So, then we have you, Bard, I'm guessing?
How did you know? Not paying any attention to the panpipes that are like hanging from her clothing.
Just a hunch and the rhythm in your step, I suppose. Well, so, where are you off headed? I'd love to join in. And again, the first round's on me.
We've got coupons to help with that.
She says, entirely
thrifty.
knowing you're all headed to the Elf Song Tavern.
Why don't you fall in, and we'll head all to the Elf Song Tavern together, dear.
Well, that sounds lovely, Thelmaris. You know I always enjoy your company the best.
You might actually be educated if you spend more time in it.
Willemie leans into Bennings. I'm so glad they're friends.
It is a very special thing to see such an intimate relationship.
Tyson, can I roll to see if I've noticed this
Mention.
Strange
Good
tension
luck.
between
This
the two.
bitch is
Yeah, you
sly.
can give
Okay,
me
she
an-
knows all our shit already.
Give me an insight check. Sure.
Okay. Hold on.
Also, while you're doing that, you didn't give me the lowdown on Gwen.
Right. I'll give you some of that in just a second. 22. Are you trying to hide the tension that you have? Obviously, you are if you're speaking in Thieves' Cant. So at this point, with his rather high roll, I need Ness and Thulmaris both to give me a deception roll and see if he sees through it.
Oh, caught me.
Okay. It took you a little while, Valen, but you've been around the block for a long time, and you can see that there's some veiled tension between the two of them. They may know each other, and it's even though they sound cordial, and it's likely that they'll work well together, there's obviously some sort of working stress between the two of them. You're not sure what that means job-wise, but maybe they're rivals at Sharess's Caress?
Well, it seems
Yes,
like
we're rivals at Sharess's Caress.
Seems like we have some fun company here, wouldn't you say, Thulmaris?
Oh, just the absolute most entertaining.
Well, just
Well-
make sure you're helpful.
Woof.
Wolf. Now give me the skinny on Gwen.
Okay. What you get from Gwen, from Willem.
Sorry, Willemy.
Willemy still carries about her personage some artifacts from her history. There's some bits of her clothing, trinkets, the grown-in flowers that seem to have naturally attached themselves to her hair that are still alive. She's not just Eladrin, which they happen to be associated with various times of years, spring, summer, fall, autumn, based on what they perceive or what they want at that point in time. So they can change color. They can change their mood and become a different color. She's staying with spring, which means obviously that she's in better mood, the beginning of an adventure, something interesting that she's about to go about and do. But she also has a background with druidic magic. You're not sure what that means for her being a self-described bard, but it does seem like she enjoys music more than the natural leanings, especially being as comfortable as she is standing in the midst of one of the largest cities on the West Coast.
I think I'm going to like all of you.
A friend of Thal is a friend of ours. Right, Bennings?
Absolutely, yes.
Would you like some candy?
Love some.
Mm.
Shall we?
Yes, indeed. So everybody begins moving. Go ahead.
No. As we're walking, Thulmaris will kind of just sidle up next to Ness and just say, in Thieves' Cant. So there's kind of talking about, they begin talking about Sharess's Caress.
And the weather.
And the weather. Why did Nine Fingers send you?
She clearly just felt that you needed a little hand and a couple of extra eyes on you.
Okay, I'll rephrase my question. When you remove all of your ego, why did she send you?
I'm not sure I know how to get rid of my ego, but wait. What? Because she wanted me to watch you. There was nothing else going on. Obviously, you don't know what the fuck you're doing most of the time, right? I mean, an aptitude will get you attention. I'm flustered because I don't know why, but I don't want to know. I don't want them to know that I don't know why.
So
exactly, because I didn't really think about it. When she sent me, I was just like, oh my God, yes, I will do anything you want. And then so now being asked, well, why? It's like, okay, well, I know that there were cards or whatever, but I don't know why.
This is the part where you have to decide. Do you now allow yourself to think why? Like that errant immediate thought, why did she actually have me do this? Or do you forcibly try to stop yourself from thinking about the reasons why Nine Fingers would have sent you on this, so you can't answer Thulmaris' question?
I think I'll. I don't know. It's two ways that would go, because like either one, I'm all flustered because I'm like, fuck, I didn't even think about why, and now I can't answer this question, and now I'm like in my own head going like, wait a minute, why? Wait, I can't even answer that. Wait, that's a good question, but doesn't know. I don't want him to know that question. I don't even actually know it. So I guess maybe that coupled with then perhaps a deception roll to try to keep all of that in my head and not letting Thalmaris know that very easy question actually totally stumped me.
All right, so Thalmaris, give me a insight to your deceptionness.
Ooh, okay.
23.
Oh,
10.
fuck.
Okay. With your ability to read people as well, both of you are good at reading people. Apparently, you're not quite as good at deceiving people as reading people.
Listen.
So you look over at Ness and you realize she wasn't listening well enough to know the reason why she's actually here watching you. She just knows she has to watch you and try to make sure your job is done right.
All right. The next time that Nine Fingers wants to send you on a mission, dear, you should ask why she's sending you on a mission, not just get flustered that your goddess is deigned to speak to you.
I know why she sent me, because you don't know how to do things right. Thalmaris. Shut up!
Yeah, would 2 weeks ago tell us anything about whether or not I know how to do things right, dear?
I don't know, Thalmaris. Do you always have to be so two-faced?
Ooh. Let me see for just a moment.
Whoa, I really wish Bennings knew what was happening. This is awesome.
Even saying Will and Bennings are just like, oh wow, that was a really sassy way to ask about
the
that
weather.
other dress. I don't know.
She does not like the sunshine.
There's
It's
a
just so
moment
odd.
that
Bad
the
for my
three
skin.
of you notice. Thulmaris, it's not tripping, but stutters in his steps. And it's jarring for someone who's been as graceful. Literally came flipping out of the sewer for it to happen, and slips back into like out of thieves' cant, as just says direct, like, to your soul, Ness. Please be very careful about the next words you decide to use in relation to that topic.
What are you drinking when we get to the bar?
And like walks without answering. Just shoulders are very stiff. The steps are very tight. This person is angry.
I'm fine.
Maybe he has a rock in his boot. I
He's
don't
got
know.
something somewhere for sure.
Okay, then. We'll move on from there. Let's see here. So, you now have arrived outside of the Elf Song Tavern. Sun has begun to set. You can see patrons moving in and out of the tavern in preparation for some celebrations. You can hear the sound of bards tuning their lutes and getting their music set up, a couple of bangs on the drums, a couple of, me, ma, mo, fa, fifo type stuff happening. Just a moment. So, as you step up inside of the tavern itself, obviously Thalmaris, you've been here before. Obviously Ness has been here before. I am going to question whether or not Valen has. Living in Eltrell for 10 years, you obviously had a job there that was pretty important. You didn't do a heck of a lot of traveling, but you obviously could have gone to Baldur's Gate at one point or another and visited some of the special locations that they had there. So that's up to you. Have you ever been here before?
I would say Valen's probably been here, but I'd imagine with the uncomfortable setting of Hellriders, he probably was very like not in gear, trying to be very blending in. But I think yeah, he would have gone to Baldur's Gate at some point.
Okay. So as you step inside and see this familiar location, off to your left and right are the two bouncers that flank the main door. One of them is a suit of animated armor, very heavy duty, nothing inside of it. As you step in, Bennings, you see this armor kind of just looks like a statue that then just turns and looks at you, even though there's like a hole in its neck where there's nothing inside of it. Off on the other side, on the right side, is a female half-ogre, very tall, very strong, as tall as you are as well, Bennings, as strong as you are. And they're both just standing there watching people as they come inside. She just goes, "Make no trouble, there'll be no trouble." As you all come inside the room, you can see that there are tables laid out all around the tap room in the tavern. Let me give you all a map here so you can see where we're at. Everybody's going to have it shared with you right now. We have just come in the front door of the Elf Song. You can see that there's a series of tables throughout the room. You can see patrons already starting to move into them. Some that have lived here upstairs, that are down here in the main tap room, that are doing what they do, enjoying themselves. At the bar, which is here, if everybody can see that, you can see the bartender standing off to the side, Alan Alith.
Hold on.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure neither I or Clint see the map. Clint, you look as confused as I do.
I mean, I see
I
something
am
that's popped
seeing
up.
an arrow with 15
Yeah.
in a grid pattern.
Yeah.
You just see a pattern.
I'm
You
so
don't
sorry.
actually
Now
the
I
map
see
yet.
it.
It might
Nope.
have taken a moment to load in.
Oh, a
I
bunch
can
of
see
black
it
boxes.
on the stream.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Oh, I think it's because I haven't
Oh.
moved your characters into the tavern yet. So we're going to start putting you on the map, and that should hopefully give you view.
Oh.
That one. Can you see it now? There's Briff
Oh.
on there. There's Ness on there.
Oh, this
There's
is a
Ollie
cute
on there.
map.
I might have
Also-
egregiously effed it up here because I'm gonna. Can you reshare it?
Yes, I'll reshare it. There you go. Reshared.
Is there a line of
Yay!
view?
Hmm?
Is that what I'm seeing? A line of view?
Yes, you have a field of view. Is what that's called.
Field of view,
So you can
sorry.
see where you're at in the tavern. I'll let you use this to move your characters around and whatnot. Bennings, are you on here?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm enamored with this. This is awesome.
You can see it? Okay.
What? Oh, whoa. It counts how far I'm going to move?
Yep. And then I can
Oh,
choose whether or
sorry.
not you move or not. That's okay. I actually had to approve that to send you. So,
Oh, shoot. That's
audience,
cool.
this is Fantasy Grounds Unity. Excellent little thing. I know most people use what is that called? Roll20 online for most D&D stuff, but this system works pretty well and it's got a lot of stuff built into it already. So we're using it. I'm not making a bunch of maps myself like I typically do because that's incredibly time consuming and I don't have all that much of it right now. But at some point in the future, I'll go back to doing way too much work for our streams. For now, you get the lazy me.
We love you. The lazy you, too. It's
So you've
fine.
stepped inside and you can see the arrow. Whoops, I just closed my map. Dang it.
Oh no, it's just destroyed. We're all dead.
What?
No,
That was
it
quick.
means we all won. You know.
Oh,
The
yeah.
map's gone.
GPK.
Dang
Winning.
it. Where did it go? Where battle map? There
Oh,
it is.
guys, we can cheat and we can look at the map on stream so we know it's outside of our field of view.
I mean, that's true, but I'm not
You're
putting
You're
anything
not
out there
sup-
for you to see, so it's fine.
We all
not-
always do that, lol. You're just not supposed to say it out loud.
Yeah.
My
yeah,
bad.
You said the quiet part loud, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a very Bennings thing to do, yeah.
So in the
Fair.
tap room, in this position, is Alan Alith. He's the current proprietor of the Elf Song Tavern. As you step in, you see that there are well-armed patrons, commoners, and thugs mostly huddled around the tables all around you. Everybody's just throwing in some 3 Dragon Ante. There's some various games that are starting to pick up. There's drinks being ordered. Food that is being made in the back is very obviously the scents of it are wafting out into the main room. You see a crackling fire off to the side. A bunch of different sections of the inn. So as you all come in, I want everybody to give me an initiative roll just so we can keep track of where you are in here and who's going to go and do what, so we can start building the scenes around that. On your
Yes.
main tab, and it is right under AC. Just roll that for me.
I just wasted my 20 for this session. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm out.
At least you didn't fire out.
That was it.
It's not gonna get better from here.
So
Where is that?
it's on your main sheet.
Okay.
Right in the middle, under senses, there's AC in it, speed, and then you're going to click on the section that's in it, right next to the
Oh,
shield
hell.
looking icon.
We all rolled super good.
You really
We did.
You really do have some really great rolls. So this
Now
is,
when we
except for
actually have to
Solmaris.
fight. He's distracted by my cutting words.
So anytime I want you all to tell me what you're doing in particular for a circumstance, we'll be using the initiative tracker. However, in scenes where everybody can kind of just contribute, we'll just be going all at the same time. So in this moment, everybody has walked inside. Some of you are familiar with it, some of you are not. With Willami getting the highest initiative, you are in marvel at the spectacle of this tavern. You see that there's already some musicians set up near the fire, getting ready to play. What is your initial response to stepping in here, and what do you wish to do?
I think, honestly, she will have at least partially forgotten why they were there as soon as she sees the musicians and will approach them.
So you move over towards the musicians playing in the corner. And as you move over there, we'll go from there. Next up, Ness, you and Briff, roughly the same time. So what do you wish to do, Ness?
I have promised that I would be buying drinks, so I am looking for a fat purse that would be easily snatchable.
Give me a perception, so you can look for someone who's got some sort of wealth upon them.
You know, I didn't realize you were being sarcastic at the beginning. I thought you were like just an above ground citizen, you know, just like right is right, wrong is wrong. I failed a real life perception check.
Why are you thinking otherwise at this point?
Nothing.
18?
18.
Jesus.
Excellent.
That was persuasion, not perception. So
Oh.
you probably need to add like something to that 16.
I
Yes.
do actually. So, that was persuasion. Look, it's small. Okay, so
I'm
add
not giving you extra
7 to
points.
that. An additional
Okay.
7 to 18.
It's 25.
So there
Thank you.
I'm going to put them on the map here as someone who is visible now. So you get an 18.
Bonus points if he's a total asshole or she. Okay.
You recognize, let's see, 50-50 or whatever. So it is a gentleman. It is an individual who happens to be wearing some large spectacles. He's got a waistcoat that is attached to a belt that kind of hooks around and underneath his cloak. You can tell that there are lumps there that indicate weaponry of some kind, probably a blackjack, maybe a dagger or two. And on his a little leather thong that attaches to the side of his leg is a coin purse that you can tell probably contains a decent amount of money. You're not sure if it's, faux money or not, like pretending to be richer than you are as you're hanging out with your friends. But that individual is sitting there in view of you, and he's kind of hunched over and starting to dig into some meat at the table with a couple of others that are nearby. You think that if that one is a decent purse, it would pay for a good portion of your meals tonight.
Okay. I'm gonna hold my. We're walking by him presently.
Now you just noticed him from the entryway as you walked in.
Then I will be making sure I walk by him.
So you're moving over towards the bar while approaching a little bit in a meandering fashion nearby this individual who's in the alcove
Well,
with
no.
his friends.
Meandering and also like, I could possibly have already had a couple of drinks before I walked to the bar. A little pregame action, from anybody who might be looking.
Okay. So Briff, what do you do at this point? As you see, you notice at this moment what's happening is Willami's kind of beelining towards the musicians, and Ness has just started moving towards the bar. The other two haven't really started moving forward too fast, but they haven't gotten to their destinations yet, if that makes sense. This is all roughly happening at the same time.
Briff is still very out of his element. I know that's something I keep coming back to, but that's because it keeps remaining true in that he just is like, oh, there's so much happening. The only person in the party he really explicitly trusts is going to be Valen. So his thing's just going to be kind of sticking next to Valen because that's kind of how that's the best route in his mind. He doesn't really want to go anywhere in there, but he's doing this kind of out of loyalty at this point to the party he had joined. So he's kind of just gonna stick by Valen and look natural. Do I need to do a
natural? You're gonna try to pretend to be natural? Give me a performance.
Do I need to do a performance check, or else everybody's gonna be like, "Look at that guy, he's lost."
He's an easy mark, is what that's gonna look like. Go ahead and give me a performance roll.
We all know that already.
Hey now,
fish out of water and all that.
Performance. Oh man, I got nothing to add on here. Here we go.
Welcome to being a fighter.
7.
7. Excellent. You don't look out of sorts at all. Cool as a cucumber. You've been here a million times. Okay? We're good.
It was that easy?
Sure, you sweet summer child. It was that easy.
Valen and then Thulmaris. So Valen, what is your initial action here as you start entering into this tavern?
Yeah, I'm on a mission. I know what we're here to do, and I'm gonna go to the middle of the room, and I'm gonna be looking around for this person that we're here to search for.
Give me a perception
that's
check
aggressive.
as you immediately start looking for this individual who has the description of Tarina. So you're just walking by and you're like looking at patrons. Are you trying to hide the fact that you're looking at patrons, or?
I would say I would be, casual about it. I'm not necessarily trying to be noticed, but I am trying to find something, right?
Hey, I feel it. We're just two natural guys hanging out in a bar, totally normal, nothing to see.
Exactly.
Just dudes being bros.
I watched this buddy cop movie, I think.
So give me a stealth roll after your perception, Valen.
Okay, so perception first.
Yeah, and then you're just rolling to see how nonchalant you are. Some people don't really take kindly to someone looking them over, especially someone who has a military or a police style walk through the room.
I'm pretty.
Cop vibe.
I mean, you are pretty, so it's a 13. Okay, now give me your stealth roll.
Okay, trying to find it. There it is.
In a place like this, pretty might also make you stand out.
Whew, 22.
Nice.
That was with a disadvantage. He had a 20 and an 18
Yeah.
in that roll.
Jesus.
You're not getting caught today.
All right, so you move through and you're looking pretty nonchalantly, just casually glancing around. And to anybody that's watching, it just seems like you have a really uncomfortable friend that you're just protecting.
Oh.
So, Thulmaris, last but not least, what are you starting to do as you move through?
My first intention is to make certain that we did not walk into a trap.
Not a bad choice. So you look around for threats. Beyond the ordinary. I mean, there's obviously going to be some threats in the Elf Song. It's known for having... its workers are protected by the authority in the building. The bouncers and the enforcers here are pretty much just there to protect those who work at the Elf Song and won't give a shit if you get in a fight or end up being murdered in this place. So, other than those threats, give me a perception roll so you can look around the room as well. Whew, that was almost a 1. All right,
I know.
All right. So you start moving as well. Are you moving towards the center of the room, following the other two, or are you going around the edges, sort of like?
My impression is to go this way.
Okay.
Along the southern edge.
Okay.
Kind of back to the wall to make sure no one sneaks up on me.
Towards more of the VIP style booths. There is a lounge there that is favored by those that enjoy smoking or imbibing in less than legal materials. So you walk over in that direction and you look around. Valen, your perception, as you kind of glance around at the individuals in the bar, you're finding that there's a lot of kind of roughshod, grim and gruff individuals, a lot of commoners, obviously not so super well-to-do, that are just here drinking their ale and just settling in for the night after a long day of work. You see one woman that might resemble the person you're looking for. Do you remember what shape the scar was under her eye?
It's a C, right?
Yeah.
C
You look
shape.
at this person, and it's more of an I or a T. Like the bottom kind of curves downward. It doesn't look like a C to you, though.
Do I?
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you could
okay.
go and see if that's her, if maybe the descriptions were off, but if you don't think that that's actually her, then there's no point talking to her.
Yeah, I don't. This is hard. I don't want to give anything away, but also like I agree with you. I don't think this looks like her. So maybe I keep looking.
Okay. You do know that there's a stairwell that leads further up into the second floor of the Elf Song, which is also handled by patrons. There's other rooms there. Maybe who you're looking for is up there, since you're not quite seeing them here, or maybe she hasn't arrived yet.
I think I'm just going to kind of stay in this area, casually talking with Briff.
Are you gonna stand in the
So
center of the
casual.
room, or are you gonna maybe take a seat somewhere? The
Well,
tables
it's just
directly
like
to your
fairly
right are open.
busy.
It is pretty busy,
Are-
but
are people-
it's not stuffed. So this table here is empty. The seats near the fire have the bards currently setting up at them. One of the booths in the back is empty that you can see, but the other tables all have a few patrons at them.
I'll go. Yeah, I'll walk over, sit down where Amy's checking out the place. So
Okay, you go and you take a seat. So we'll pop back up to the top. Wilami, you walk over to these bards and you see a couple of them kind of hunched over their equipment, gathering some things out and prepping. One of them happens to have stage presence equipment on, so it looks like armor, but it's not quite armor, because it's made out of tin or something like that. Not really meant to protect them, but supposed to look scary and dangerous. And an orc woman, or half orc woman, stands up from the back, and you see your friend Calamity Jones. As she's like working with things, she's like,
Calamity!
"Oh, can I help?" Wilami! Oh my god! Small world! She like rushes over and immediately like embraces you in a rather large hug. Her arms nearly
This is
crushing you.
This is incredible. I haven't seen you since the chipmunks. Oh, how have you been?
Oh, I've been good. I've been good. Been practicing on the road. I'm part of Baldur's Bards now. Look, we even have a sick logo.
Wow.
It's a sword that goes right through the BBs. Right,
That's so cool.
Oh, well, I'm glad you think so. I mean, we're still working on getting things up and rolling, but our name is getting out there, and people have been enjoying our music. I mean, we do cater to the dark side inside of us all, because we have to deal with this stuff all the time.
Exactly. And that's the best way to really win over the patronage.
Oh yeah. You just wait until we get into our crunchy and deep sounds here. I know a mad lute player, and we also use a didgeridoo. You ever heard of one of those?
Not, but I am thrilled.
It's so beautiful. It just thwooms right into your whole body, and it vibrates you all the way down to your toes with every massive blast of this thing, and it stays sustained.
I think I need one.
Oh, right?
Yeah, me too, sister.
I know a good person that offers didgeridoos. They create them. They're down by the bay. They're out near the what's it called? It's that place that's the boat on top of the boat on top of the boat. That's the water.
Oh,
it's the tavern down there. Yeah. There's a guy
I think I
outside.
saw that.
Yeah, it's not too far from here
Mermaid.
actually, but yeah, you gotta go down by the bay.
Oh, sure.
So yeah, we're gonna set up. Do you wanna join us tonight? I mean, you don't know our set, but I'm sure you can improvise.
I mean, if you're offering, yes, absolutely. I would love to play
I
with
would
you.
play music with you anytime. She claps you on the back. Willamie, it's so good to see you out here. Oh, I mean, how's your family? How'd that go? I heard they didn't accept you finding your realism, finding who you really were.
So after you played with me there in front of them to show them who I really was, yeah, they asked me to leave.
Oh,
So
really?
I'm kind of wandering around seeking my fortune. That story that we were always talking about.
Yeah,
I just
self-discovery,
Oh.
finding that legend, writing it into history. Oh, I'm so glad
Exactly.
you're on this journey with us. I mean, obviously not with us, You seem to be in your own. I mean, do you have your own crew?
I mean, I do. I've been traveling with these really cool people for like the last, I don't know, day and a half.
Ah,
Um,
new crew. Yeah.
yeah,
New
yeah.
stories, new adventure potential, endless potential.
Exactly.
That's great.
Oh, and we've got the young protege coming straight off the farm, which is awesome. We've got the grizzled warrior. We've got
Oh,
the beautiful seductress and this really super talented jeweler, so I can look my best.
oh,
And
you got
there's
your own costume designer at the same time?
yes,
Why
it's
do we
so
think of
cool.
that? Ned, we need to hire ourselves someone who can do like jewel work and like maybe some metal work. We need a blacksmith for our band, not necessarily a jewel crafter, but you
Oh,
know.
but a blacksmith would be awesome.
Oh yeah, and
And then there's this new person, and I really don't know what her deal is, but she seems to be friends with the seductress, so I
Epiphany.
am cool.
Epiphany as well, Wilami. Sorry, you lost me there for a second because I was just thinking about how metal it would be for our blacksmith to literally use their anvil as the drum.
Yes, that's perfect. Oh, I'm so happy that we found each other
Me
and we can
too.
inspire each other. Oh,
All that bardic inspiration, man. I
yeah.
love having you here again, Wilami. I'm so glad you got to show up tonight. All right, all right. Now, so long as we're not interrupted by that spectral elven singing, we should be good to go.
Let's do it.
All right, we see them like starting to set up, loud noises being heard in the corner as they get ready to play some music inside of this tavern, known as the Elf Song because a spectral elf sometimes sings here. Um, and we'll move at this point over to Ness. Ness, you have moved into position behind this individual who is well to do before you head over to Alan, who's at the bar, kind of keeping it clean and providing some drinks to some of the serving staff and whatnot. How do you wish to approach this situation?
Do I know Alan?
You have met Alan before, but I would say that the situation
Have
I'm
I met
talking
Alan?
about, if you wanted to have, sure.
No.
But you are. I'm
Picture.
talking more about the individual that's your mark. You're looking at bumping
Mm.
him before you get the drink. I'm assuming.
Well, no. Things can happen at the same time. So, because he's at the bar.
Mm-hmm.
So I've had, like I said, I had a pregame kind of going on. So I'm just gonna like, oops, bump into dude, steal his purse as I'm ordering said drinks.
Okay.
For everyone. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 drinks.
Okay. So you're going to order 5 drinks. Are you just ordering a typical ale from them? You want to try to get something special? What's the deal?
How fat was the purse?
Moderately so. Give me an insight.
So let's do a mid-shelf kind of
Okay, a
thing.
mid-shelf kind of thing. So
What do you want me to roll?
some water-deep whiskey. You're planning on having some of that. So give me a sleight of hand as you approach this individual.
Yep, that's. You could probably convince him to give me his bag easier, but 18.
There's an 18. Now I will roll to see if he recognizes you having bumped into him to do so. Let's see.
Well, I mean, yeah, we'll still have the opportunity, even if he does, to be cute and shit, right?
I mean, there's also
course.
all of the noise going on the other side of the room, so he might be distracted.
So we got a
Absolutely.
+0 and +, so he's got no bonus. It's just going to be a straight wisdom roll here. Here we go. He got a 16 to your 18. He doesn't notice as you reach over and you have a little tiny blade in hand that you just the leather thong off the side and grab his coin purse and immediately swap it over to your other hand. Does Alan notice? That's a question. He has a +3. He notices as you swipe that guy's money. As you walk over there and you're carrying not your coin purse to the counter, Alan looks up to you. Good evening, miss. I believe you are going to be looking for roughly how much of an order tonight? How many drinks did you want?
5,
5
6
drinks?
if you need one yourself.
And you wanted some Waterdeep whiskey. That's what you were saying, correct?
Yes.
Yes, and I will take that 6th one in the form of 1 gold coin, please.
Do I know that he knows that I know he knows?
You absolutely, with your
You know?
passive insight and perception, realize he raised his eyes as he watched, and you made eye contact with him as you're carrying over the purse.
He will get his. How many? What's my booty?
We're gonna go ahead and make a roll just to see what this has in it. It's going to have. It is 3d4. There is 8 gold coins inside of there, and there is 26 silver pieces. So we'll go ahead and put those on there. So you have 8 more. That is 5, 3, 23. And then silver pieces, you gain 32 silver pieces and 61 copper. And he's going to charge you 3, 6, 8, 9, 10 total gold pieces. So it leaves you at 13 GP. You still have your silver, you still have your copper, and that's what it took after you stole this. So you really only paid 2 gold for all these drinks.
I'm gonna give him a gold, and then I also give him 1 more gold on top of that.
Thank you very much. We appreciate tips
Just
around
a
here.
wink, and I appreciate your discretion.
Of course. You know, sometimes things go missing here. That's all there is to it.
It's odd that.
And then you kind
Cheers.
of step away carrying your drinks. So you have ales that come with the drinks, and then you have a few shots of whiskey that you have
Right,
brought
because you
with
can't wash down whiskey without an ale.
Exactly.
You gotta have a chaser.
So at this moment in time, you take those drinks and you start heading over to where Bennings and Valen are seated. I'm assuming, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Over there near where the
And
bards are
being so cute and sweet and nice.
I didn't realize we were seated. That's nice.
Yeah, Valen moved over to stay less conspicuous, where he could watch the doorway by taking that table. So you both. Well, he sat.
Maybe Bennings is not sitting. Maybe he's just standing there awkwardly at the end of the table. You don't know.
He could be.
Yeah,
there's-
he's sitting pretty casually.
As you see, he's like leaning back in his chair, and he keeps readjusting over and over again.
I'm gonna whisper as I come up with it, like if
You gotta do the fold your arms and make the biceps
Mhm.
pop.
what he said.
He stole it. All right.
He did, which is perfect.
So,
Well, shit.
Briff, you're sitting there looking slightly uncomfortable. You and Valen are now seated as well as Ness walks over with the drinks. Ness, what do you do with this tray of drinks?
Like I said, I walk over, very sweet. See, I told you I get the first round, and then pass out the drinks to Valen and Bennings. And are you over there too, Marquise?
Not
Is
yet.
that no? Okay.
Nope.
And then I will sit down wherever there's room, probably next to Bennings, because that would be funny. Because he's already looking very awkward, so I make him shuffle.
Okay.
And then where's the rest of our fine party?
Well, you
No?
can see Wilhelmie
Nobody's
standing. Wilhelmie is
Oh,
standing
I'm
right
sorry.
there. But yeah,
What?
she's talking to you at the table now. And
Oh,
she
yeah,
brought
sorry.
the drinks.
I do not know where your friend got off to, but we're just sitting here having a good time.
I believe you completely. I'm gonna just scan the room for Tholmaris because my job in my mind is to keep my eye on them.
Tholmaris is sitting in the darker spots of the edges of the tavern, kind of walking around and looking for individuals that might be dangerous at this point in time. You can tell that Tholmaris is just on that case the joint mode.
Can I bring him a drink?
And we get up and start walking in his direction. We'll come over to that in a second. Actually, that's
I'll
next
shuffle again.
unless Bennings and Valen have something they wish to say.
Are we still looking for what's her face? Sea Scar? Apparently eyes not close enough.
I believe we would still be looking.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: does Ness know that we're looking for this person yet?
No, you
No.
haven't told Ness who they're who you guys are all looking for.
So at this point, maybe I would. What was the name of the person?
Tarina.
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 Are you familiar with someone by the name of Tarina Ness?
Am I Tyson?
Give me a history roll.
History? I'm not a scholar.
No, but this has to do
I'm
with
not a
something.
nerd.
Yeah, them
What
history
Read
nerds.
Books?
It's not what my degree was in at all.
16.
16?
straight.
McDonald's.
The name is familiar, but that's not actually a high enough roll to get the information we were looking for. So the very first thing that comes to mind is sounds like a cover.
Sounds like an alias.
Well, and so that I was just, if she knows this person, maybe I was going to ask her if she had seen her or is currently seeing her, sort of
No,
thing.
you
That's
don't.
fine.
You don't.
My response is just that sounds like an alias,
Mhm.
Okay.
but I don't know them.
Okay.
And
What do they look
Oh,
like? I'm good at finding things.
blonde brown lady.
A blonde brown
hell?
lady.
I mean, so the blonde. I'm sorry, a blonde brown-haired
Auburn.
lady.
They were
Auburn hair.
hair.
Auburn.
C-shaped
Oh, yeah.
scar.
Long auburn hair.
Dylan is
C-shaped,
distracted. Okay.
C-shaped scar under her eye. Brown
With his-
eyes.
yes.
Obviously lived a hard life. Likely scowling somewhere in a corner.
Do I see said person?
No, you do not. But you know that there's a second floor in this tavern.
There is a
Understood.
second
Have a
floor. If you are looking for this person, you don't see them down here. They could be upstairs if you think that they are here somewhere.
Thank you. I'm gonna take a drink now.
Drink bag.
Has some drinks. What you're at there.
Then getting up to go.
All right, Thilmaris, we move back over to you. Having cased the joint to the best of your ability, your group coming in has a couple of eyes on them, primarily on Bennings, as he seems out of place, that are just like wondering what this individual's doing here. You can tell that some of them might be the type to try to follow you out after everybody leaves and is drunk and rob them in an alleyway. You don't see anybody that seems too far out of sorts, but there is an individual who's got his eye glued directly on the band. Kind of a hawkish-nosed individual sitting off in the booth that's on the left-hand side over here. He's just watching unerringly as they're proceeding to perform and everything like that. He keeps like rubbing his chest, like maybe there's something underneath his shirt.
Clearly, he's wearing the merch under there and is just waiting for the right moment to show it.
Okay, so I guess to follow up on those pieces of information, one, do the people who are watching Bennings seem like the type to be dissuaded from an overt display of like, hey, don't, not like violence, but just like, oh, he actually does belong here?
Mm-hmm. Give me one more insight. Give me an insight check on them.
Yeah. And the other question that I wanted to ask is, the person who's scratching at their chest, are they scratching in pain or are they scratching? Let me rephrase the question. Are they crazy?
Are they crazy? That's a good question.
Oof. Okay. Mind if I take that inspiration? guys?
Does you want to give an inspiration? You did just critically.
Take
fail.
it. Take
All right,
it.
you've
Great,
lost
love
one
that.
inspiration.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so first one didn't go very well.
Mm-mm.
And insight for
Second
the
one was
guy
a
as well.
10. Yes, for both of them.
Okay.
You don't get
Oof.
anything from your
Nope.
first roll. And a 10 on the second one as well?
Yeah, 10 on both.
Okay. On the second one, the only thing you can tell is he's not scratching at himself. There's something under his shirt, like a medallion, an amulet or something. Hi, Rosanna. So that's all there is to that. And then Ness comes over to you, also standing with you, holding a drink, as you're kind of more towards the corner, towards the little booth that's empty.
Okay.
How do you react to her arriving?
I think we'll just say very low. We'll point out the direction of the guy who is fiddling with something under his shirt. And just say 9 o'clock. Someone acting a bit strangely.
Was he talking to me? Because I was distracted by Roshana.
Yes,
I'm
he
sorry,
was.
I
You
was
walked
also
over carrying the
wondering who he was
drinks,
talking
and
Yes.
he nonchalantly just said 9 o'clock. Someone's acting strangely over there.
I'm going to sit down and hand the drink and sip mine and nonchalantly observe my 9 o'clock.
Give me an perception roll or an insight. So give me an insight if you want to see what he's doing. Give me a perception if you want to learn more about him.
I think I will see what he's doing.
Okay.
Balls. 12.
With a
No.
12, the only thing you get is that he's deeply interested in the band. Either he's prepping to see what sort of strange nonsense they come up with, because this is a it's a bit of a strange band. It is not your ordinary musical accompaniment. They've got weird devices that are coming out, like they have a bunch of bells on them and stuff like that. Or he's interested in them for another reason, and part of your mind like flits towards recruitment, and you're not sure why.
I think it's a talent scout.
Hey, happy for them.
I
But we'll take the drink and just say, do you want to go upstairs or do I?
Are you hitting on me?
Upstairs, there's not... Wait, hold on. This is not an inn, right? This is a tavern.
This
There's
is
just
a tavern.
extra, like...
Well, I mean,
There's extra sitting room upstairs.
There are rooms upstairs people can rent out as
Oh, okay.
well, but primarily it's a tavern.
We'll step on your foot.
Dunk.
Please be useful.
That doesn't preclude my first question.
No.
But also, you could go upstairs if you want to. My foot suddenly hurts.
Well, such a shame that. And we'll start moving towards to go upstairs.
Bennings sees Thole going upstairs and is like, kind of like nudges Valen and goes, "Do you think we should follow him up there? I do not see the individual we're looking for down here."
Bennings. The moment that you start to say that, the band starts
Oh,
playing
no.
out an incredibly deep, thumping
Whoa,
ruckus. And there's like there's all kinds of banging metal that's all off timbre, that's a little bit discordant, and the playing is totally moving in a direction you're not necessarily sure you enjoy. Some of the other audience there just like turns, preparing for whatever's about to happen. Give us a performance roll, Willemi, as you join in the best way you can with your pan flutes.
Well, she's
Let's
rolling
see
it.
if this one goes better than any of the others.
You can do it.
The
I'm
bard
keeping
who
my eye
can't
on this.
perform. Is that what we're having here? Oh,
I mean-
18.
Hey.
Excellent.
Doing good today. Doing
So-
okay. Maybe she just can't perform alone.
You know, like
And I
that
just want to
really-
make sure I keep an eye on the 9 o'clock.
So
For the
I'm
record.
gonna say that like really bad dubstep that starts, and there's a whole bunch of weird energy that's starting to build up, and then there's that one melodic tone that seems to make it work. Willemi joins in with her flutes, providing kind of like this direction to the way the music is serpentining around your ears. A cacophony of both steel blades and bliss hits all of you as you're sitting there next to it, and it's rather loud. So Bennings, you start raising your voice to be heard by Benning or by Valen, or do you like wait a second?
I'm sorry, what? So, I thought you were talking to
No,
him.
here's what I think. I think Bennings, rather than trying to talk over this crazy nonsense,
Mm-hmm.
is gonna just grab like Valen's like shoulder and rather like motion it out. You know, just be like, "Look, there goes Thole going upstairs. Do we want to go?"
I'm torn because, like,
You're here.
Willamy's got her performance going, man. You don't want to like ruin that, you know. I know why we're here. Oh, this is hard.
Is
One
this like
summer's day.
and you can still hear upstairs, I think. Is it a floor or is it like a ballast?
There is a section
Thing.
up. It's a full floor upstairs, but you can still hear the music from below, like moving up through your feet.
Also, like most musicians, Willamy is on stage, so she doesn't even notice what's
Okay.
going on around her.
So you're in.
I say we.
Go ahead.
I say we follow Thule. Yes, let's go.
The two of you stand up to head upstairs. As you do so, Willamy, a scintillating blue light begins to appear in the air in front of you, and everybody
fuck.
inside the tavern kind of turns and looks at that now as it starts to appear. The individual standing at the 9 o'clock that Ness was looking at had been like leaning forward quite a bit, preparing for something, and then sat back and looks disappointed. As the figure of a shimmering elven woman appears in the air in front of everyone, the tavern recognizes that the elf song's about to begin, and you hear a catastrophe go, "Fuck!" And all of a sudden, like the sound of bagpipes deflating, like, and the metal jangling stops, and your pan flutes end. As you realize, in reverence, you have to. Everybody's supposed to stop when the elf song begins. Do you look impatient?
Did really well, though.
Yeah, she's like, that was such a good set. It was going so well. I can't believe that this interrupted it. Fuck. Why is it always the ghosts?
It's cool. It's cool. She'll sing. She'll do her thing, and then we can play. So it's like an intermission. It just gets them more eager and ready for your powerful music.
So Bennings, you see this ghost just kind of appear in the center. This sad-looking elvish woman, beautiful, see-through, and she just like raises her hand, and the whole room becomes silent. Valen, from your position, you see her as well. You've always wondered what the elf song sounded like. You've heard that it sings a tale of, years past when she used to live here, a lost love, forlorn, a bunch of things like that that are commonly considered incredibly beautiful, and she sings in the most like perfect elvish, very beautiful to the ear. And as she begins, the tavern goers that are there that have heard her song a million times look in shock as they realize she's not singing words that are normal. She's singing a different song. Now the module wants me to sing this to you all, so let's buckle up. Here we go.
Yes.
I don't even know how well it's going to turn out on my mic.
It's gonna be a falsetto too. You gotta be a lady elf.
God, I'm just gonna sing it, okay? I don't need the extra crap here. We're just gonna do it as best we can and in as quick a method as possible. There are like versions of this online that are like 5 minutes long. I am not singing that long. So, here we go. Oh, sing a song of Elturel, of water, wood, and hill. The sunny dawns on ruddy cliffs and fields green and still. This land of long abiding joy, home of the strong and brave, renowned by all across the realms, and never once a slave. Oh, sing a song of Elturel when foes are at her door, her fields torn by their cloven feet from some infernal shore. Arise, the mighty Hellriders, take up your swift, keen swords, then charge into the hellish fray and scatter devil hordes. Oh, sing a song of Elturel, and when the night does fall, sleep safe beneath companions' light until the dawn does call. We're bound by mortal covenant that only ends with death, and so we'll sing of Elturel until our final breath. And the audience just silences. As you're standing there, you can't help but feel a tear come to your eye in the moment. But with it, hope, Valen. Something in you, beyond a shadow of a doubt at this point, tells you that Darian is alive and those you fought for are out there. The stanza seems to tell you that Elturel is missing, ferried away somewhere to hell, and you just need to figure out how to get it back. Anybody that speaks Elven knows this now. If not, there are individuals who can,
Was that
interpret
in
for you.
Elvish?
Yeah, so you didn't
God,
understand.
I was left out. God damn it. Everybody's saying shit I can't understand.
No, actually, I don't speak Elvish, so I'm with you.
Yeah. It's pretty.
The two
That was-
humans.
So you heard that on the stairwell as you're starting to
Mhm.
walk up and you turn. That gives you an idea a little bit about things that have occurred. And for you,
Yeah.
something fragments deep in your mind, part of your mental processes that has been walled off by the tragedies that have befallen you. You remember the words of Avernus being spoken by someone very close to you. Something about it's almost time. The song ends. Catastrophe Jones turns to you and goes, "What are we fucking waiting for? Let's go again!" And you hear the music begins blazing and blaring out again from downstairs. So, Thol, do you continue up the stairwell?
Mm-hmm.
Valen and Bennings, do you follow?
Bennings is gonna follow, but he's kind of gotten a little quieter now. Like, there's few things he's understood since he got to this city, but like small hometown, singing and drinking, especially something that pretty, that's pretty much in his wheelhouse. So although he doesn't know what it is, do I need to roll to understand the emotion behind it?
I'm gonna say it's pretty apparent on Valen's face, even though he is an elf and even though he holds his composure well. During that, it was impossible. So you can tell that he was hit very hard by something deeply emotional.
All right, well then, Bennings punches Valen in the shoulder lightly, just goes. I do
Roll for
believe-
damage and see how lightly it
You mean
was.
damage to his hand because he punched armor?
He's just punching his shoulder.
Yeah,
Ding.
'cause
Whichever.
Valen has a suit of armor. Nah, but like, we got this. It's gonna be all right.
Yeah, no, I think Valen, it's like he almost comes out of the trance after that song that happened because he knows it was sung to him,
Mm-hmm.
and I think he gets that feeling of, like you said, hope. So I'm willing to trudge forward and let's go upstairs and see what the hell's up there.
All right. So we have you move upstairs inside of the tavern. Let me see if I can just move people around here real quick. Elmaris, you're gonna be the first one upstairs.
Yep.
Followed by Bennings behind you a little ways, and Valen. We've got Willami, and we've got Ness still downstairs at this point in time. Where is this at? There we go. So, lit lanterns hang from the rafters in this windowless room. The center room is attached to various other rooms that obviously have their doors closed all around you. There are rugs covering the wooden floor that help dampen the noise from drunken patrons downstairs. This is supposed to be a little bit quieter and away from the general music and cacophony that you happen to be witnessing down below. That music is still vibrating up through the floors, so you can feel it through your shoes, but it's not nearly as loud here as it was before. People can talk here. One of the individuals seated at a table nearest the stairs is a woman, dark, dour, and with a C-shaped scar underneath her eye. As she sits there at the table, she seems to tap on it impatiently, and you see her look around. And as you walk in, she stares directly at you. She's been waiting for someone for a while and is wondering if it's you.
We'll walk directly to her and sit next to her.
Mm-hmm.
And just say, apologies on keeping you waiting so long. My friends are downstairs with the strangely singing ghost.
They heard the elf song then. Huh. I'm glad you're finally here. I've been waiting for at least an hour now. I don't suppose you brought anything with you to wet my pate, would you have?
What is she talking about?
Give her a drink.
You want us to have sex with
Oh.
her? Oh, okay.
Well, actually, I have a
That's
drink
palate,
from
it's
Nest that I
mouth,
haven't
it's
actually taken. That I actually haven't taken a drink of. I'll just hand it directly to her.
She takes the mug from you and sits it down. You see her smell it and look at it for a second before just starting to quaff it in a couple of big gulps where she slams it back down on the table and then belches at you.
There was no poison in that, just for clear.
Yeah, you didn't poison Philmaris's drink. Glad to know that.
Not today.
So,
Just like hard day.
oh, you wouldn't know the half of it. So, who are you? You know me as Tarina. Who might I ask are you?
Fulmaris.
Fulmaris.
Most recently of Sharessa's Caress, but more recently deputized.
I know you. A few of my old mates used to visit on occasion. Never one to imbibe and caress myself, but to each their own. You see Bennings from your position. You can hear, obviously, on the stairs. Bennings comes and steps around the side. Bennings, you see a woman with a C-shaped scar under her eye. That might be Tarina.
Oh, so I wasn't there that whole time? I thought I was sitting down across from her with Thol.
No, you haven't gotten there yet. See, Thol went up before both of you. He was about 6 steps ahead.
Oh,
So,
okay. I'm sorry. I was like, damn, this is a lady right here, okay? This is Bennings' type. Well, then, I guess Bennings looks over, kind of nudges Valen's like, that's gotta be her, right? Sees Thol sitting there, and since they're already talking, it's kind of like, that's weird, I guess. I don't know. He approaches.
all right. As he walks over, she looks up. Oh, big man. It's nice to see you actually have some muscle behind you, dancer, she says to Thol.
Well, someone has to carry my bags.
So,
Listen here, bitch. No, sorry.
she takes a coin and she flips it through her fingers for a moment. Are there more of you? Is it just the 3 of you? Is this what we get to deal with this evening?
One is currently playing the cacophony that you hear downstairs, and the other one is making sure that the cacophony doesn't kill her.
Excellent. It's great. It's wonderful, if anything. I have to ask. If it's just the 5 of you, what is your job? She points over to Briff.
Hold on. Briff needs to think. Briff didn't think he'd be talked to yet. He's enamored by this beautiful woman. Let's say that. Briff's a fighter, so I guess he's gonna be like, I solve problems.
You solve problems.
So smooth.
A fixer.
Eh.
A fixer with the smell of a farm boy. I love it. I love it. So great. And you,
Bullshit.
sir, that obviously is an officer of some kind. From the Flaming Fist, I'm assuming?
Sure.
Sure. So we have a dancer, we have a farm boy fixer, and we have a Flaming Fist member that have all come up here to ask me questions. So why didn't your captain do it himself? He looks at you, Valen, or she looks at you. You know, I
think
was
we would just-
offered proper protection by the Fist in trade for information, and now they're sending mercenaries? Anybody they can find? I don't feel like this was the offer I was given.
I'm really good at assassinating people. I'm just putting that out there. I'm not there, but it's putting it out.
Like, looks at Valen and Bennings and mouths the word protection.
It was not my understanding that we would be protecting you. We are looking to track down some cultists, and we were told we could find information.
Look, I
from
have
you.
information on your cultists, she cuts you off. But I need to know that when I provide it, I'm not going to die immediately stepping out these doors as I've been followed here.
Fuck.
We noticed a thug downstairs. He seemed to be watching us. That one's not with you.
No, he's the one that has come to make sure that I haven't left the building yet. Wonder why I'm on
So-
the 2nd floor instead of meeting you immediately on the 1st?
Bennings cuts her off now. It's his turn. So, if I'm understanding this correctly, you need help out of here, seeing as you came by yourself for some reason. Do you want help? We can do this, or we can leave you here.
Look, if you
And
are
one
able
can
to give me the
only live at a
protection,
tavern so long.
if you're able to give me the protection that I need, I will give you your information. Fair's fair. Trade and deal.
I'm wondering
My old
who you
crew
are
is
to question
likely-
my capabilities.
I don't know you. You don't even wear
We don't
good
know
armor.
we don't know that you have the information we need.
Oh, I've got your information. I know exactly
Papa.
where this cult is operating. I know a couple of ways in. But I'm going to need your assurances that when those people come arriving in the tavern, I walk out of here tonight alive.
Who is coming?
Oh, some old acquaintances of mine that are aligning themselves with this cult. And unfortunately, they don't like that I stole the information from them. So, old first mate on a ship I used to be on, I took some things. I needed them for this job. He didn't like that. And one of his spotters is downstairs right now. Probably informed him, I'd say 30 minutes ago. If you guys had arrived a little bit sooner up here, maybe we could have got the jump and left without having any kind of altercation. But I'm sure they're about to. At that moment, Ness, downstairs, you see a group of rough and tumble types come walking through the door. 7 men with one lead individual in front of them with a blank white murky eye carrying some rather seafarer worthy outfits. You can see pirates.
Do I know them?
Give me a insight. Oh, give me an insight. No, that wouldn't be an insight roll. This is gonna be a straight luck roll. Give me a high or low.
What do you want me to roll for high or low? A
Just
D20?
say high or low.
Hi.
Low.
High.
Oh.
Oh, you got
Hi. This is Leckard Deadeye Cadaverous. He recently just mutinied against his captain and killed them. Your family, your dad, obviously
Ooh.
knows some of the old crew, and now he's the new captain of a ship just harbored not too far from where you live, as a matter of fact. He's not to be messed with, according to your dad. And he's here now, obviously on a mission, because he walks into the main area, looks around, and spots you staring at him and walks in your direction. Hey, lass, would you happen to know a woman by the name of Tarina?
I'm sorry. Are you, oh my gosh. Are you talking to me? You look so seafaring and cute. Oh my goodness. Sorry, what was the name? I was distracted by your beautiful eye.
Sorry.
I appreciate the flattery, lass, and later maybe we can have a drink together, if you know what I mean. However, I'm looking for a very specific individual, woman, dark hair, I keep messing that up. C-shaped scar underneath her right eye. I don't think she's down
See,
here,
the
though.
ski is important to ye. Gosh, I haven't seen anybody, but if you're looking for a lady, I can be whatever you want.
Well, that will have to wait until after business. And he, leans over and, kisses your hand. He smells of fish and dead seawater. And then he, grits with, big blackened teeth and then just grins at you before, all right, upstairs, me lads. And you see them all, ushering through the stairwell. You see Alan towards the back going, and he, points over to his enforcers, who then just, usher the servers and stuff into the back room, and you hear doors being locked.
Oh, fuck.
Where is the bard?
Willoughby, you see a large group of individuals come into the room as you're in between sets, and as your music fades between one song, getting ready for the second one, Catastrophe's like, all right, this next one, significantly faster, but it will have pauses of prolonged silence. All right?
Okay.
Jesus Christ, guys.
And you walk over to them.
Is there a possibility? Hi, Will. You're set. This is amazing. You are the best person on the stage, and for once, Ness is completely honest in this evening. I know that you guys are headed for this rock solid, cool artsy thing that you guys are doing, but is there a way you could do something a little more sleepy?
Sleepy.
Sleepy.
I don't
You
know
You
know-
any-
remember that lullaby that we played for the squirrels?
Oh, that sounds perfect.
So we can set them up for the next song. You get their heart rates
Exactly.
reduced, and then boom! You get something big on the backswing. I love it.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Let's
we're
do
gonna,
it.
We're
So
gonna
I'm
go
thinking
with-
what you guys need to do though, you gotta put it all in, right? Like if you like we're talking like sleep at that lull, like people need to be like literally asleep.
All right. So here we go. Squirrelissimo Nocturne, Part 2. Got it. And they
You're
get
gonna
ready to
motion
start
over
playing
to
songs.
Alan and be like,
Um,
and then go upstairs.
you head upstairs. Willamy, do you stay to play music, or you're gonna follow?
Mm.
Well, I mean, maybe you wanna this might be bad death, dude. Come with us. Me, hi. No.
I think I maybe called away. Let me see if I can find the squirrels. I think they would
What the
genuinely enjoy this. I'll be right back, Catastrophe. And she'll go upstairs.
All right, you
We'll
rush
go
upstairs as
together.
well, and we will now have everyone roll for initiative. As
Yay.
A fight is about to break out as soon as these individuals go upstairs to deal with their lost goods.
I have no
Ooh,
idea
not bad.
if bards are capable of making a sleepy song, but if they could cast sleep, that's what I'm hoping for.
You know what? It's worth the attempt.
It's worth the attempt, and the alternative is that weird thing that they were discussing for music, which I don't know if I want either.
I mean,
God
fair.
damn it.
It's going to be distracting no matter what.
True that.
Okay, and
Dude,
with that,
Villain, you're
as you
lucky.
all prepare for this fight, that is where today's session comes to an end.
No!
Thank you very much for playing, everybody, and for enjoying yourselves, for watching, for those of our audience that are out there. We are a bi-weekly group at the moment, so we will be returning for our next game on the 11th of May. Meet us there as we have this epic showdown, and hopefully Whistler will return. We'll figure out what happened with them. In the meantime, we're going to go around the table. As always, please give us your closing thoughts for today, whatever those might be, and then we'll end from there. So the first one to give us closing thoughts is going to be, it's going straight back to Marquise. You're up.
Hi, everybody. I'm Marquis, sometimes known as Barter Time Online, your internet ex-boyfriend, but don't worry, it was mutual, and I taught you to love your smile. I love playing Thomars. I'm so glad I get to finally complete their story because I played them a while ago and I never did. Yeah, you can find me on the Ballad of the Seven Dice, where I play a Catboy Mega stuck in a video game. You can also find me here every other Wednesday, where I play in Masks, where I play Omni-Man, but sensitive. And yeah, I'm so glad that you're here, Shannon, so that we can just play mean to each other.
I'm so happy.
But that's me.
All right, we'll move on from there over to Lowell. Give us your closing thoughts for today.
Hi, I'm Lowell, Twinkle Toes. Don't look for me anywhere, you won't find me. This is the only thing I do.
We'll
This
change
was
that.
fun.
We'll change that eventually.
I had a fun time doing this today. I'm excited that we're getting deeper into rough territory. I'm hoping that the fight takes a while next game. I love fight mechanics, so I'm really looking forward to that. And I am beyond happy that we now have Shannon. Thank you for joining us, Shannon. You're just so delightful. You're so funny, and it was great playing with you today. I look forward to seeing how our characters interact in the future.
Absolutely looking forward to all those engagements. So, Gwen, your turn.
I'm Gwen, also known as McSherry. You can usually find me over there in the chat, but as stated, every other Saturday, here I am. I'm having such a blast. I am so happy that Willamy has finally staved off her bad performance roles. Hopefully that will continue. And just to join in on the Shannon love, I am super happy to have you here. And we get to play characters who don't hate each other.
It's true. It's true. Which will be nice. Although I have to admit, the dynamic between Ness and Thul has been fun so far too.
That's true. That's true.
Speaking of which, Shannon, your turn. Final thoughts for this episode.
Sorry, my bracer caught my mic headset thingy. Hi, I'm Shannon. Like I said before in the beginning, I'm only doing this online as well. And I am super grateful that I get to join in with y'all. Gwen and Marquise getting to play with you all the time, anytime, ever is the bestest. And then, of course, Clint and Lowell, who I haven't played TTRPGs with online, but I know in the IRL space, who are fantastic humans that I enjoy being around very, very much. This is amazing. I can't wait for Atomic to get back in here. Gosh, I don't even know how long it's been since I played D&D. So this is super awesome. And I love that my character is just gonna get to be whoever she is in whatever situation. And I am happy to be friends with Gwen again, because frenemies with Gwen is harder. But I am living my best life playing opposite here with Marquise, and I adore it so much. So anyway, thanks. Sorry, I had a little too much wine, I think, but I love you all. Mwah.
All right, Clint, your turn.
Art imitates life.
My name is Clint. You can find me at Clinked on Twitch. I play League of Legends. Sometimes I stream. And I'm getting my toes wet with this sort of thing. So it's really fun. And I have really enjoyed working with everyone here. I'm having a blast getting to know the characters. Trying to get creative and thinking of fun things to say. It's really challenging, but it's also really fun. And of course, we're also thankful to have Shannon, who just brings a lot of energy to stuff. And I'm really living for the discord between you two. It's great.
And of course, I'm Ty, Not Even Star on all the things. I'm getting back involved in some more art and a variety of these things as I have the time. It's been crazy. Elephant in the room. We did have Kitten Boxing on here before, but there was some differences in opinion about the way the game should go, and it's all right. There's no hard feelings, nothing like that. She's still doing her things, their things over on Cornfields and Kobolds and on a variety of other shows. So that's all there is to that. We hope you have enjoyed yourselves, and we hope to see you again next time here on Roll for Chaos for Hellriders. You all have a wonderful evening. Bye.